Well, everybody, we are live here tonight. A special broadcast for all of you. Don't turn away. It's C-SPAN, but it's not going to be boring. I swear. It's the annual Congressional baseball game. Here live, we're going to do a little bit of coverage for you. My name is Harry Turjanian, and I am joined by my broadcast colleague today, a talented writer and a fantastic baseball and softball player himself, Mr. Jeff Rose. Jeff, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, is it not?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Harry. I'm excited for the game. We have a big rivalry between the Congressional Democrats and the Congressional Republicans, but they find time in their busy schedule every year to play this game. And we're excited to see what happens. The Democrats have lost the last four in a row.
Okay. All
and
right.
they
That's not a
lost
great
last
sign.
year by a score of 31-11.
Oh,
So
Jesus. Okay. Wow. Okay.
they
That's a
need to
lot.
show
So,
up. They need to show up. They need some pitching.
so I think if you're saying anything, if the Democrats want to regain power politically, the start might be this baseball game. It might be the momentum of this baseball game to get them back in control of the White House, Congress, the Senate, and then all local governments, because it's not been a good run here.
It has not been a good run. We are really hoping to see some life. We're going to start. We're going to start easy with a life.
Okay, and I'm gonna get. I started here. We're a little behind on the live feed here, and as I continue forward, I'm gonna get us there. I did not realize this before we
Help
start.
support our nonprofit operations. Shop now
C-SPAN has
or
merch? I did
anytime.
not
Yeah, I
realize
saw
this.
that. What
Support
did
our
that
non-
said?
C-SPAN
C-SPAN and chill. So
Okay, hold
Support our
on.
nonprofit
C-SPAN and
operations.
chill.
Help support our nonprofit
what does that
operations.
mean to you?
Shop now.
C-SPAN
or
and chill.
anytime.
I don't think it gets more chill than
C-SPAN
C-SPAN.
shop.
I mean, is there anybody who is a C-SPAN viewer that continuously gets told, "Hey, you need to calm down"?
I don't know, but I'm trying to think if I invited someone over to C-SPAN and chill, what I'd be inviting them over to do.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, you know what? I wasn't thinking of it in sexual terms, Jeff. I was thinking of it as
Well,
relaxing.
I don't know that they would be thinking of it in sexual terms either if I made that offer. But
I mean, one person, someone out there. Well, they have upped their coverage here. Oh, because it's brought to you by Fox Sports.
oh, okay. So we have actual, real people now broadcasting this. In the past, C-SPAN has broadcasted themselves, and they maybe had never watched a baseball game before. They seemed kind of confused by what was going on for most of the game.
Well, in all fairness to them, I mean, that's usually, it's not their jam. So they didn't expect, they're like, all right, I guess we should cover it. Let's send whoever we have.
Yeah.
And it's the same people who are used to just covering. I mean, sometimes I don't think they've had actual baseball announcers. We've seen a couple here, but
No, they go to the Library of Congress and pull a few people from there and have them come out
and
tell us about the teams.
And this game is, of course, for charity. Let's see, give a greater visit. What is the charity? Do you know?
They've raised almost $3 million this year, and the list of charities was one of them was the Congressional Police Fund. Ironically, perhaps, but it's a number of charities around Washington D.C.
Okay, so that's mysterious. Hopefully that goes to the right causes. Now they're doing some highlights. The 2021 game. Oh, this one we called last week as a practice.
Yeah, that is when Greg Stubbe hit a home run over the fence. It was the first time it had happened in a congressional baseball game. Before that, no one had hit one over the fence during a game.
A lot of inside the park home runs. Expect a lot of this. You're not going to see a lot of great baseball action. Expect a lot of errors, easy plays that end up being errors. A lot of walked batters, and then a lot of inside the park home runs.
The final thing to look for is a lot of pinch runners. The Republicans have been very good in the past of using a good amount of their roster just as pinch runners, and you can put in a pinch runner and still keep the batter up.
Yeah, the rules are a little loosey-goosey in the congressional baseball game.
Yeah, but what it means is there's a lot of batters who are on the Republican roster who have records like playing in 4 games and scoring 11 runs and never having taken it at bat.
Wait, scoring? Oh, scoring runs, meaning, okay, you're a pinch runner.
Yeah, so they just come in and run.
Oh, look at the graphics. They've upped their game here. Again, it's Fox Sports, so they I guess they parceled this out to Fox Sports. But, of course, C-SPAN, there are no commercials, so I don't know. There we go. I don't know what they're doing over on Fox Sports, but here on C-SPAN, when it's time to go to break, we just cut to a Steadicam live shot
Yeah.
from the first base line.
Yep, that's Nationals Park. It's in DC. In the past, they've played this game at RFK Stadium, and they actually played it in some small fields in the early 80s that were just DC baseball fields, but they stopped doing that.
They got a decent turnout over there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Now, would you, if you were living in there, is this a type of thing you would attend live, Jeff? I know you're a big baseball fan.
I am a huge baseball fan, and tickets for this are usually available, and they're only about $15 a seat. So part of me says I would absolutely attend this. However, having thought about how that would actually go in person, I've thought the best case scenario is I would get kicked out for heckling.
Okay, that's a problem there because you do have a bit of a I guess we both have a bit of a political bias. I think we're leaning left here.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, once you have over 50 different congressional members right in front of you at once, I think the opportunity to yell at them, especially at a sporting event, seems a little high. It's hard to pass that.
yeah, I mean, listen, when else are you going to have a chance to yell at all of those congressmen at
Oh
once?
yeah,
I mean, if you're not on
yeah,
the Senate floor or on the House of Congress,
right, right.
but
Last year it was interrupted by protest for the environment.
mm,
Hopefully we will. It was not shown on the cameras. We'll see what happens this year. So.
well, hopefully it's C-SPAN, and if
Right, they cut away. They
in that,
treated it like a sporting event, but you would think C-SPAN would say, "No, we're going to cover the protest on the field."
yeah,
Huh. I'll have to think about that.
normally a network would cut away for sure. So we'll see what C-SPAN does because again, they don't have. I don't know. Are they using the same director? Okay, they have some. This is a
There is
picture in picture, but that might be for. Nope, that's a C-SPAN commercial. Okay.
okay, so they're running their own ads during the game.
Okay, which is good. I might want to check out. I might get another feed going here of. Let me be careful with this. Let me see if I can do this.
If
There we
if
go. I want
if
to see
you
what
were
Fox Sports is running, but
if you were going to protest the congressional baseball game and you were there and you were going to go out on the field, would you just double down and streak also? Because I feel
uh,
like that would be
it,
the
de-
way to go.
it depends on the message that you're trying to send. If it's about the environment, I guess. If it's about juvenile diabetes, I don't what. I feel
Yeah,
like the streaking. Well, you miss out on a big opportunity. If you're streaking,
yeah,
there's
you
no.
might as well go. I say go all the way. I mean, you might as well go ahead and roll it all together and do a big protest streak
I
at the
mean, look,
same
you're only going
time.
to get one shot to do it.
Yeah. I
Um,
do. I do like the idea of protesting about juvenile diabetes, though. That doesn't get enough angry people
it
out
doesn't.
screaming on a daily basis, but it would be good.
It doesn't. But if you're going to be nude, I think you're missing out on a T-shirt. I would the way I would do it was Winnie the Pooh style, naked from the bottom
Oh,
down.
nice.
So you're
You'd Porky
streaking, but you
Pig it.
still get the message. Yeah, Porky Pig in it. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah. You still get the message out there.
Yeah,
That's how I would do it if I'm streaking.
yeah.
But
The
different
message is what
different issue.
you'd be hanging the message out there.
I think
guess.
so. Yeah, I think so. Unless you're going to be nude, and then you got to do that like soy bomb thing where you write all over your
Right, right.
with a magic marker all over your body. But
Yeah. Yeah, like the guy did to Bob Dylan in the late '90s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if this is airing on. Okay, back.
Oh, they're talking to Linda Sanchez. She is the manager of the Democrat team. She's been their manager for the last 3 seasons, and before that, she played for the previous 11. She is a fan favorite. She also flipped off the GOP bench in 2001. Worth looking up.
Flip them off. Wow.
Yeah, she drew a walk. She was removed for a pinch runner. They yelled something at her, and on C-SPAN flipped them off. It was
Okay. We gotta love us some Linda Sanchez here, manager.
yes, we love Linda Sanchez. We love anyone showing any kind of passion on the Democratic side.
And now I do think it's strange to keep the same manager. No offense to Linda Sanchez, they have lost. You said 4 years in a row.
Yeah, they've lost 4 years in a row. She's
Yeah.
only managed for 3 of those years. Her quote going into this game is that the Republicans are like North Koreans. They live together, take cold showers, and march around in their uniforms. Our guys are not like that, was what
Okay.
she said.
Take cold showers. All right. I like the trash talking up front.
Yeah.
I will.
I don't know about the North Korea hate. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but it seems
Sure.
kind of interesting for her to immediately say North Koreans, but they are wearing weird red uniforms, and
Okay. That I would assume that's the Republican side because they are wearing those Make
yeah,
America, the variety of Make America Great Again hats, as well as the different font on the same hat, which is a choice to make, which is usually further patriotic, I guess.
yep, yeah. The Republicans wear matching uniforms. The Democrats wear uniforms from their home constituencies. Something to watch for. Some of their uniforms are a lot of fun. High school uniforms, college, sometimes even weirder.
The Republicans, the idea was vetoed that they were just going to have the logo of different corporations that were taking financial funds from, and they said no, that's not a great look. So
Yeah,
maybe we don't want a Blackwater jersey,
that was one of the things. The other thing was they thought they were going to wear the jerseys just to represent their ethnicities, and they all showed up wearing hoods and white, and they were like, "That's going to get too dirty on the field." So
yeah. And we're the away team, so if you're gonna do that next time, guys, gray. Okay, there's a lot of build up here. Let me see if I can fast forward because I don't know that I am live here. I think I started a bit behind. Let's see. Okay.
I wonder if we'll get a lineup here. Oh, look at that. They brought in the horses.
They brought in a Clydesdale horse.
That there is Roger Williams. That is the longtime coach of the Republicans. He is representative from Texas.
Look at this booth here. Three-man booth here for the baseball game. They're really up in the...
yeah, that's Mike Johnson in the middle. That's the current Speaker of the House.
Oh, he's joining the broadcast team. Maybe switching over. Let's see. Oh, the fire hydrants, fire sirens in the back here. It's a 7:10 here. Let me see if I can fast forward a little of this convo here. I just want to get us caught live.
Yeah.
To see where we're going. And the Democrats in blue. And again, you said different jersey. Oh, a Valenzuela jersey. Fernando Valenzuela.
Fantastic.
And,
Valenzuela from California. Linda Sanchez is also from California. She's also representing probably her constituency a little better with the Mexican heritage.
Well, sure, yeah. And a good time to represent the Mexican heritage as Los Angeles is burning to the ground as we speak. But here we are playing a baseball game, and it is for charity. Oh, I forgot about the 45 and the 47 on the side.
Yeah, Greg Stubbe is starting. He was the MVP of the game last year for the Republicans. He's started the last 4 games. He's won 3 of them. And as we said earlier, he hit a home run over the fence. He also introduced a bill in Congress in late May that he wants to rename the D.C. Metro.
To what?
Let's
see here. Rename the Metro. Interesting, because we are renaming things. The Gulf of America. We're calling Canada the 51st state. What are we doing here with?
It's the Make Auto Rail Great Again Act. It's blocking all federal funding to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority until it officially changes its name to the Washington Metropolitan Authority for Greater Access, or WMAGA, and also wants it to be called the Trump Train.
Okay, the Trump Train. Wait, the WMAGA. So he came up with a bunch of words so it matches MAGA, or whatever. And I don't know how it's pronounced. Meme, I don't know. And the Trump Train, he wants it to be called. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So his priorities are right in line with trying to help out his constituents back in Florida, because that really is going to matter in their lives.
Yeah. Oh, he's from representing Florida too. Yeah. Well, Florida. I mean, that is a sign of CTE, which we usually look out for in the baseball game, but those examples seem to be outside. He does. I remember him looking like pretty good in the last games, but he has aged. I guess we watched the 2021 game, and
he's gotten a little older. In 5 games, he's hitting .500. He has 2 doubles, a home run, and 10 RBIs. But
I
the
mean, he is.
Democrats are going to lead off against him. They lost last year, so they are the away team.
Okay, here we go. First pitch finally here. No ceremonial first pitch. Maybe I skipped it, but
Maybe skipped it.
I may have. We'll find out if somebody did that. Here we go. Start this game off. A strike right out of the gate here for Stubby
Ruiz.
from California. California repping here in the game in the Dodger blue.
Yep, he's been fast in previous games. He's played in 11 games. He has 9 hits and has stolen 11 bases. Takes a big cut there, though.
Oof.
Little
Oof,
high and
0-2.
outside.
Stubby's bringing a little of the heat there to start it off. And yeah, I remember he's gonna be seeing a lot of stolen bases as well tonight, Jeff, because it's.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at the catcher.
He
That's
nails it.
Congressman. He hits
Caught
it
there, but bobbles the ball, the second baseman, and gets on base after an 0-2 count. Sorry about that, Jeff. You were saying.
Oh, no. You keep talking.
Let's take a look at this. He did stop it. I'll give him credit for that. And
that's Finstad. He's a veteran of this game, of 2 games. He's from Minnesota's 1st district. He's hit an empty 571 at second. I don't know how many errors he's made, but he looked bad on a routine ground ball there.
Yeah, that was not a great start here.
Ooh, Stubby's high. I'm looking to steal. He's not throwing it very fast.
No, you got to go for it. I mean, I would steal. My motto would be to steal every time. If you're a Democrat, why not start stealing? It's been working for the other side. So,
Right.
Steal a base. No one gets harmed that way. Oh, now a low one. Okay, Stubby, I think. And there we go. We talked about it. What happened there?
It was a foul ball.
Oh, it was a foul ball. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he had I thought he had taken the leap, but I guess we didn't see that.
This is Chris DeLuzio up. He's been a member of the Armed Service and Veterans Affairs Committee since 2023. He's from Pennsylvania. He's a rising star. He's hit over 700 in 2 games for the Democrats. So
wow.
They're pitching around him right now.
I can't. Yeah, that's a fascinating thing. There is a lot of strategy with the pitching there too. I mean, they're going to walk him so that he doesn't rip one through. It's early to be, I think, walking around somebody, but what do I know? All right, Justin. Stubby's kind of losing all control. That was a purposeful walk. Yeah, I'm sorry. Say he's losing all control here, but all of a sudden, we got 2 on.
That was a lot of good patience by DeLuzio. These guys are going to get tired pitching, so there's no reason to let them off the hook early.
Yeah, there's not a ton. There's not a ton of depth in the bullpen. I think it's just Stubby on both sides, if I remember, was the best pitcher, the one who looks most athletic. I mean, he's definitely got. He looks the part. I like the leg movement on the pitch. Move the rotation, and here we go, representing the Navy.
Yeah, this is Alex Padilla. He's a senator from California. He is one of the pitchers the Democrats have. They usually have Aguilar pitching. I don't know who's starting today.
I do like that badass Navy baseball jersey.
That is a
skull
cool.
And crossbones.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And what is Linda Sanchez doing already?
But she's coming over. Look at that guy who's coming up. I don't know.
Oh,
I believe that was Panetta on deck. Would make sense. He's their best hitter over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got some kids in the dugout. I don't approve of that. Congressional game or not. Let's keep this serious, folks. Oh, a nice strike there from Stubby. Okay, regaining.
Yeah, that looked like a curveball. A real slow, big curveball.
Also representing the Dodgers, even though it's a black baseball helmet, which is an interesting choice. I guess somehow that's representing the protesters in Los Angeles, maybe? A loose connection there?
Yeah, perhaps. That would be nice.
Oh, man.
Wow.
If it had gone by him, that would have driven in 2 runs. This is the type of game that is tonight.
So far, Alex Padilla has never made an out in a congressional game. He played last year the first time and went 3 for 3.
Nice.
So hopefully he can come through.
He made the varsity boxing team as a freshman. I said, son, they have a rowing team. You understand? Crew, you don't break your face.
Let's see. This has got to be tough for the announcers there to fill in. It's not a lot of anecdotes if you're a sports broadcaster. Oh, and he's out.
Yeah, he struck out.
You called it into existence, Jeff. The commentator's curse for the first time.
Oh, he got rung up on a terrible pitch there. It was outside.
Let's see here. And Stubby ready for the next one there. I like the American flag on the baseball mitt because got to have a flag everywhere. And look at this big lurch-looking fella.
Yeah, I thought Jimmy Pineda was coming up next, but it is not said who this is. No,
right.
this is one of the rookies for the Democrats, John Olszewski. They're hoping that he brings them into greater competition this year, and I can see why. He looks like a pro. That was an ugly swing, though.
Yeah. See, I feel like the Dems have been campaigning just to build up this baseball team now, and that might be affecting some of the results in the local primaries and such now. I'm realizing they're going for the big bodies. That might explain our senator from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, does he look like he could crush a baseball?
He's a big dude. What's his name? I forget what his name is.
Olszewski. Olszewski. What? Which guy?
No, I mean our senator from PA. I forget. John. What's his name?
Oh, Fetterman.
Fetterman. Yeah.
Fetterman. John Fetterman is not playing in this game today.
No, he's not. But I think they thought he might. They thought he had the size for it, and then they realized that he's got a lot of health complications.
Yeah, he really does.
Oh, and he goes down swinging here, Stubby.
Yeah, that was
strikeouts in a row.
Couple ugly swings there. I think their scouts ended up drafting that guy based on his size, but not off of his actual skills.
Yeah, he looked like he could play. Well, this is very similar to like any company softball game or a pickup basketball game where you just have to go by what you assume somebody's athletic ability is, and every once in a while they let you down when you pick the tallest guy at the office to play basketball, and he's terrible. And
This looks like this could be Jimmy Pineda.
Oh,
California. We got to hope he's playing. He's been crushing it for the Dims over the years. That is him. Show us the score so that we're sure.
Jimmy Pineda.
Jimmy Pineda from California. In 7 games, he's hit 500 with two triples and a home run, 13 RBIs, 7 stolen bases.
He dropped one into the dirt. So.
Was that a nice pitch?
Yeah, it was not. It was not. It was that ball will come up dirty. It'll need to be clean because it was all ground ball there. I do like that the catcher is giving signs and locations as if these guys have that much control.
As if they actually have something to throw.
Yeah. I would just nod my head and go, okay, yeah, I hear what you're doing. And just like, I have one pitch. It's get it over to the mound.
Well,
but I guess this is the chance to cosplay as a baseball player. So it's fun.
Apparently, these guys have actually practiced and go out and have regular practices for this game. This is something they're taking seriously while the world burns. He is getting an outside pitch there that is absolutely not a strike.
Okay, you're saying the ump is a little loose there with the strike zone.
I'm saying that the ump is absolutely biased. He is on the take. There he is, Jimmy Pineda, definitely him.
And then if we get another shot of the guy behind, high, and now the bases are loaded.
Bases are loaded.
And that one's just on Stubby. Nobody else. Can't blame anybody else for that.
2 outs. This is a big moment. These types of things can snowball in a game with amateurs. So you wanna strike here.
Yeah, well, if you get just one into the outfield, one bloop single into the gap, these guys are not moving very fast. So,
no, there's our first pinch runner of the game. Is it going to tell us who he is?
Let's see. They're doing their best too. I mean, it's this is not a very well organized game, but it's a professional broadcast, and every year they add something to it. Oh, no way! Did he catch that?
What an incredible play by the third baseman for the Republicans. He is
Not only
way
stopped it, but
too
had the
close.
awareness to make sure he touched third, knowing that the bases were loaded.
Incredible play.
Absolutely awesome baseball. I told you
That
we
was a
have some
great
fun.
Did not
baseball
even
play.
have a chance to find out who the batter was.
There we go.
Dive, done.
Good dive, good slide. Man, he saved. And the Dems, much like in every election, they leave several people stranded.
Yeah, they were
On the
set up to
bases.
succeed there, and
Yeah.
they did not actually get any hits. The Republicans tried to give it to them. They loaded up the bases. They scored none.
Listen on 90.1 FM.
Okay.
Use our free C-SPAN now. 450.
Forward on this. There's more commercials for C-SPAN in case you haven't heard of it by now. I think if you're watching the Congressional baseball game, but maybe not. Fox Sports. You're tuning through Fox Sports. You're like, oh, baseball. And then how long do you think it'll take somebody to figure out, like, what country are these guys representing? Wait, is this a U.S. game? Is this an old timers day? What is going on here?
Steve Scalise, the majority leader, he will lead off here. He will not run, however. He's kind of a quasi DH here.
Okay, so they use the rules that you can hit, but you don't have to run, which is, I'm not going to mock anyone because in about a year and a half I will need that rule myself. I can still hit, but my calves have a habit of continually cramping during the season. By the way, Jeff is not only a funny gentleman and a great writer, he's also the captain of our baseball team, our softball team, rather. And so he has witnessed me cramp several times.
A position I was not elected to, and no one polled to find out whether or not I should have it, but I'm happy to do it. It's a lot of fun.
Well, thus far, I think you've improved us every year. I think we're going in a good direction. But I think you have one more year, much like Tom Thibodeau of the New York Knicks.
Yeah, and then you'll fire me if you don't get a championship.
We will fire you and then have no backup plan. And then what we will do
sounds very New York.
Apparently, we'll just start asking other teams for permission to talk to their coaches, which is a very interesting strategy that the New York Knicks have taken upon themselves to fire somebody who did very well and then go, all right, well, let's try to steal away. It's a New York thing to do.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your coach? You're not using your coach, are you?
Scalise, who's up, is from Louisiana. He's played in 14 games, but he's only batted 12 times. He's only gotten 3 hits. He's been hit by no pitches, but he does have 1 sniper wound.
Okay.
During
So
a
tough
practice.
guy. Whoa.
He pops it up in the
Pops it up
infield.
and it gets caught.
It gets
An
caught.
interesting strategy. I guess what would be the opposite of a Baltimore chop? A little bit of a trick play because that swing was kind of a half-speed swing. Maybe he thought he'd catch some people sleeping, but he didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, it was caught by the shortstop, Greg Aguilar, I believe.
Nice.
Pete Aguilar, excuse me, from California. He's their other pitcher on the Democrat side. Right now, DeLuzio is starting this game. Usually Aguilar does.
Eric Schmidt from Missouri is up to bat. Aguilar is already losing control here, a little overconfident after the first out. Let's hope he can get it together. And a lot of tall players for the Republicans.
Yeah, and this guy can stroke. He's hitting .571 over 2 games.
Damn. Oh, but
that is a nice inside. Yeah, that inside pitch broke down inside. You saw him actually pull his hands back a little bit, thinking he was going to get hit. Well done.
And he goes for it. It goes right through the middle. He'll get at least a single there if we can stop this. A nice shot. I believe it's the first official hit for anybody.
Yeah.
Tonight. That is a great play. This guy will, no matter what happens for the rest of his life, he will always have that on video. On the hot corner, grabbing the out. Sure, he might be indicted later on for something. I don't know. We'll find out, but he'll always have made that play.
They say what his name is?
They did not. I didn't see that. I'm sure they did. I'm toying with the level. I can raise the volume, but I feel like...
there it is. August Pfluger.
Pfluger.
From Texas.
4 in the third innings, 2 strikeouts.
Oh,
Chopper foul.
trying to get a hit on the very corner he caught that out.
Pfluger
close, just
is
foul.
another one of the Republicans' sluggers. DeLuzio, though, seems to be pitching him pretty well. He's getting him off balance. When running for office, DeLuzio got into some trouble because an audio clip leaked of him saying that MAGA voters were Trump's, quote, horde of budding blood and soil fascists.
Ooh. Was it the blood part that got him in trouble?
I don't know.
I have no problem with it.
He didn't apologize, which I give him a lot of credit for. I'm sick of them apologizing for speaking the truth.
Oh, it pops up in the middle, center field. It looks like it's going to hit the gap, but no.
Nice catch. He goes back to first. Did he get a double play? No, they're back.
No, he didn't get a double play, but it's pretty good.
That is a great play.
And the Democrats are really fielding pretty good here. They were going to go to the replay here.
Yeah, look at that. I like he caught it on the run. He was behind it a little bit so he could put his whole body into the throw. Good job.
Where are the base runners? Jimmy Panetta.
Eric Schmidt is on first. Yeah.
Oh, Eric Schmidt is on first?
Yeah. Yep.
Keep track of this.
Oh, and here's Stubby. As we said, Stubby is the only player to ever hit the ball over the fence in a professional baseball game.
So he can pitch and he can hit. He is the Shohei Ohtani of the Republican Party.
Yes, he is.
Which he finds tremendously insulting because he wants to be named after an American player, damn it.
He would be sure to tell you he's the Babe Ruth.
The Babe Ruth, right.
He takes a cut there, but it's a kind of high pitch, and he fouls it off. I would try to get him to go after a low and outside pitch.
See if they have that strategy.
Yeah. Let's see what DeLuzio's got.
You know, when he had come back a couple of years ago, he had fallen off his roof.
DeLuzio, when you look up what he does for a living, there's no other work or job that's listed, but he is estimated to be worth $4.59 million with $2 million in exchange-traded funds.
Oh, boy.
Whatever that means.
Oh, boy. No other job. All that from public speaking? Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, this is very interesting because I do wonder if we broke down the entire payroll of this congressional team, the Republican side or the Dems, would it be more or less than the Yankees payroll or the Red Sox payroll? And I think we'd get close. We'd get close.
Both teams, I believe the Democrats have 38 people on their roster, and the Republicans, I think, have 40. So that's an advantage that they have. And Stubby draws a walk.
Oh, boy. And that was a long...
2 on, 2 out.
That was a long exchange, and let's remember, these guys are going to get very tired because they are older. And I think this is the only athletic feats that they have. Oh!
Nice.
Was actually playing in the Congressional soccer
nice and high.
such a thing, and a congressional basketball
they have a congressional soccer and a basketball game, apparently. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And again, going a little bit high there.
This game has been being played since 1908, and the Republicans have the lead in the series of 46-42.
40. Oh, wow. 46-42.
Yeah. Blake Moore hit a home run last year. In 4 games, he has 12 RBIs and is hitting 500. They're laughing about the fact he keeps throwing it behind him. I wonder if DeLuzio is actually kind of throwing at him.
Well, maybe there was a couple bills that were vetoed. You know, things get personal here. That's what you got to worry about. Oh, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind? Why didn't you throw to second?
They throw it into the dugout here, so a first run is going to score for the GOP.
Oh, man. First of all, it was a double play, no base running awareness. He had to go to second. It was the first thing he should have done. And then on top of that, couldn't even make the throw to first.
Yeah, it was the first baseman coming off the bag, and I don't think that is a hard play to make. That's one you have to practice, actually.
Well, the pitcher needs to cover. The pitcher did go cover, but
He did, but you're trying to make a leading throw for the pitcher.
Yeah,
And
he didn't
this
wait
is a
until.
very hard play unless you practiced as a team.
Yeah, some good base running there, but the first thing he should have done is gone to second. He had that opportunity.
The Republicans are up 1-0. Still 2 outs, 2 on, first and second, I believe, unless the runner went all the way to third.
No, I think it's one base, right? If it goes into the dugout, he
Oh,
advanced.
it went into the dugout,
It
right?
did go into the dugout, so you just
Fair enough.
advance. Was that technically just a single, or do they advance one base? No, I guess you'd advance one base, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he will get a talking to for using that rainbow-colored bat, especially being from Texas. I don't know if they go for that on the Republican side, but let's see. Okay, so he has chosen not to use his name on the back of the jersey, but Texas. Is everybody else just using the
It looked like everyone else had names.
Right.
I guess he's just very proud of Texas, which is not. Oh, he's from the 8th district of Texas, so he's Texas 8. That's his representing his actual district.
And he's also LGBT friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, got him looking.
Nice. And that is the end of the inning. He strands 2, but they gave up a run.
They did give up a run. I don't think it was his fault. I mean, he did his best to cover first, but one of the things you got to do is not get excited. You got to wait for your first baseman to be able to be ready. It seemed like he was running towards it. And then,
yeah, he needed to hold the ball there if he didn't have a clear out to make, and it didn't look like it was a clear one. So
let's see what it is. Am I live? More C-SPAN stuff. Oh, they're going through. Here we go.
Major League Baseball to Congress. How about this?
John Tenner, he started this game in 1909. Vinegar Ben Mizell, he was an all-star.
He was a Met.
As a representative from North Carolina. And Jim Bunning, throwing no-hitters in both leagues for the Phillies and the Tigers. He was a senator and a congressman from northern Kentucky.
No hitters. We got some senators throwing no hitters.
I'm told by that point, though, you would think this is where they talk about this with the Democrats. They had,
All right, Democrats got to get back in this. I want you to look behind who's sitting behind home plate, which is kind of funny that it's semi-empty because how much more expensive would the seats be? But
I have no idea. It's a Marlin man there.
Oh, man. There's a guy behind the batter. Let's see if he's still there, who looks like a combination of Walton Goggins and Matthew McConaughey. There he is.
With the glasses?
Yeah, with the glasses.
What a great combo that would be.
Jim Bunning passing away a few years ago. Dan Goldman. Representing Lower Manhattan, parts of Brooklyn, Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, representing New York City, your hometown. And my original hometown as well.
Stubby 1-0 with that offering.
Yeah.
First inning, he threw 22 pitches, 12 strikes, 10 balls.
Dan Goldman, recent legislation, he's introduced or co-sponsored 7 bills, including the Early Voting Act and Disarming Cartels Act in his freshman term, and none of them have made it out of committee. So,
oh boy, okay.
He's trying to do something, but they don't control anything. So,
okay, so he's got. How's his hitting record? Is that better or more successful than the Bills here? Because
in 2 games, he's had 6 plate appearances and has 0 hits.
Okay, so equally as unfulfilling. But he looks good in the uniform, so let's see if he could change this up.
He does look good, and we're happy to have someone from New York up. That's a big pop-up in the infield.
Yes. Oh, man.
What a nice play by the first baseman.
First base, Iowa, making the catch there.
Good, solid catch. Using the triangle method, the diamond method.
So Kevin Mullen, he was the Gold Glove.
Kevin Mullen, who looks like Ryan Reynolds playing a character, but
was forced into action early in the game last year. Wasn't expected to play much after Morgan McGarvey in left field got hurt.
Last year, Morgan McGarvey broke his foot playing the outfield, so there are injuries sometimes. And we don't necessarily hate that.
Okay. I mean, it'll be fun to see if it happens. Ooh, big swing. Good pitch. He was close. I understand why he swung at that. But also he's had 4 knee surgeries. At what point do you stop with the baseball game? But hopefully, he has a runner. Okay, good. He is one of the. You can look to the left. There is a a runner who will be running on behalf
to vote
of
against
McGarvey.
the Republican budget framework back in February. You know, the Democrats were trying to defeat this. You know, they need every vote. They came close, and that's how important it was. He told me flying back over Omaha, he was kind of starting to second guess himself there a little.
And this game is only 6 innings. Is that correct, Jeff?
I believe it's 7 innings, actually.
Oh, 7 this year. Okay, all right.
I believe so, yeah. Morgan McGarvey, he is marked as a rookie this year, according to my notes. So I don't know when he must not have gotten an at bat last year. Maybe someone else broke their foot. We'll find out. Is this McGarvey?
You know, again, that's the thing where it's kind of hard to keep track of who's in and out. I talked about the Democrats having 9 hitters, the Republicans 10. The actual
Now, are all the red hats Make America Great Again hats? Is that officially part of the uniform? Or
It did not used to be part of the uniform. It has slowly become the entire team's uniform, it looks like.
Chopper all the way, goes foul to the left.
Swalwell coming back here. You know, it's great.
McGarvey looks exhausted just holding the bat. This is
You and I can talk about that battery, my friend.
Yeah, he definitely looks like, I don't know if you ever drug your dad out back to play ball with you when you were a kid, and sometimes he just wouldn't be into it.
By the end of it, yeah.
Yeah, you could tell just exhausted.
Good pitch by Stubbe. Catches him looking. That was right in the center of the strike zone.
Stubbe's settling down and carving him up.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Does Stubbe have a baseball background? I guess I would assume he probably played in high school or...
You know, I looked that up and I didn't find any baseball background, which is interesting. He must have, because he definitely
looks pretty
has
good.
a pitching motion.
A lot of patches and a lot of letters. A little bit too much on if you're looking at the Republican uniform. Oh!
I mean, do you have a bunch of stuff stuck on the bumper of your car?
I'm not one of those guys, no, but...
I feel like Stubbe is. Stubbe probably has a truck with everything on it and multiple flags on the back of it.
He definitely has a coexist bumper sticker, and then also he probably has a Make America Great Again bumper sticker that covered up the honk if you're horny one. After he was reprimanded.
Yeah.
See, there's all right, there's a lot going on there. Obviously, there's the Rawlings logo on the front, USA, but there's also an American flag in case you couldn't read the USA. On the left sleeve, there's the symbol of the Republican Party, the elephants. And then I'm trying to see what else is going on.
And there is a honk of your horny patch on it, too.
There we go. What is that logo underneath the thing? Let's see, on the right side, What's the patch on the right, underneath the American flag?
I asked him last night, I said, you're going to have contemporary Padres uniforms, which is what he had. He's going to go back to the Dave Winfield, Randy Jones uniforms. You know, kind of.
This is Mike 11, by the way. He represents San Diego for California.
Oh.
This is his first plate appearance, actually, in 5 games. He's always been a pinch runner before, but they're finally letting him swing the bat.
Oh, he gets one into the shallow outfield here. Oh, man, the Republicans definitely catching everything. You know, a couple times, last couple games I've watched, there have been some easy fly balls that have been missed. So,
yeah, well, that was their 9th hitter. Score is 1-0.
And then C-SPAN goes, of course, to the wide shot from the first base line. This has been going on since 1908, you said, Jeff, right, this game? How many of those? So that's, I mean, but you read the record, and it's not 100 and so games. So there's been a couple times where it's not happened.
For wars, they didn't play it in the COVID year in 2020. And they only introduced what is called the roll call trophy in 1962, which goes to the team that has won the best out of the last 5.
Okay. Oh, so it's like a series.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the Republicans have it now, but I'm not quite sure how that, when it resets and the Democrats can put together a winning streak. Looks like none of the people in the stands know what direction to look for the game.
There's a lot going on. Who's that? That's the Speaker of the House.
House of Representatives, Speaker Johnson.
I'm just, I guess, taking pictures. I guess
Does
people
he-
who would attend this game are big fans of politics, you would assume.
I would guess so. I was wondering though, what did he have a bunch of people in baseball jerseys with the letter J on them
Yeah, what would
for
that be?
Johnson? What did
Oh,
J stand for?
I don't know.
The old mustard and brown, huh?
Let's see here.
Brad Finstead leading off here for the Republicans.
Deluzio on the mound.
Back in the first inning.
Is that Deluzio?
Yes, it is. And Finstead is up. We saw him in the first inning make a nice play, actually, on a ball. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was the second baseman who blew it, I think.
Yeah, he was the one who who allowed the Democrats to get on base, and they did nothing with that advantage.
They did nothing with the advantage. They were just happy to be on base.
Very similar to Hillary Clinton's campaign against Donald Trump. It was in their grasp. Did not finish the job, but here we go. Oh, nice one. It's going to go into the gap.
Gotta call it.
First.
It drops out there. Not quite enough there, Pete Aguilar.
So the Democrats are on a 4-game losing streak in this, right?
They're on a 4-game losing streak. They have not pitched well in the previous games, and it looks like that may be a defense problem as much as anything.
Yeah, I don't know if we can blame Deluzio for that one, but that high pitch doesn't help that case.
No, he keeps throwing it behind the Republicans, which I am here for.
We'll scare them out of that strike zone. Should have a little. Why not have some fear into their hearts? Or what is that patch under the USA? The American flag.
Level of hitter, Stubbe or some of these guys, but an up-and-coming prospect, as they would say.
I do not know.
And you know who Roger Williams compared him to? Who?
Okay, and there's
an old name.
There we go.
Pat Harrigan is a rookie in the game, so that means he probably has all kinds of nervousness right now. That's a steal a second.
Wild pitch, so he'll take the second.
That
is the highest I think you're legally allowed to wear your baseball pants. It's a good choice. And the Dems have to kind of recall. Is somebody spitting? Is somebody doing? Yeah, shoot. Did you see that? Somebody is. They're doing chaw into a Powerade bottle.
Amazing.
I guess somebody refusing to get on board with the Zinn bandwagon here.
Yeah.
You want to go old school with the chaw. When you want to make somebody uncomfortable by holding a jar of your own spit, go with some chaw, some chewing tobacco.
Have you ever been around any people who use chaw on a regular basis?
Let me tell you something. I worked in a rail shipping yard. There was a guy who used it, and he was leaning back on a chair, and the chair came out from underneath him, and the whole bottle spilled on top of him and the floor. So it was, needless to say, disgusting.
That was going to be my next question. It's maybe that or bong water is the worst thing to have spilt somewhere. It's just so disgusting.
How much? I feel like with chaw, well, I guess it depends how often you empty that bottle, but the bong water is a small amount, I would hope. But yeah, I mean, it's still pretty gross. Either that, or maybe worse than that is when you empty out the spigot of a trombone.
Oh yeah, any brass instruments.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Very true.
That would be another high pitched. I mean, Deluzio just has zero control.
Yeah, Deluzio looks like he's already tired.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate because he's not all the way through the lineup yet.
And we're and I believe we're only in the second inning here.
Yeah,
bottom of the second.
And Pete Roscoe, who is a Republican from Illinois.
Who's the guy sitting in the front row? He's got the VIP bracelets on. I'd love to know who pays for right behind the plate. Either that or I guess you're like, hey, man, I'll never get another chance to buy tickets where I could sit right behind home plate. Strike there finally for Deluzio.
Well, he's facing, I believe, Marlon Stutzman, who's from Indiana. He's one of the pitchers on the Republican roster. He's hit 0-8-3 in 6 games.
Oof.
So hopefully he can get him out and we can get out of this inning without more damage.
It's interesting because I remember about a half an hour ago we did have a pitch and score graphic, and that seems to have disappeared and never come back.
Yeah, totally been
Because they
forgotten.
had one. So that's a little confusing. Oh, a nice catch. Where's he going? And he bobbles it. Oh, Deluzio.
He recovered and
somebody out.
made the
Yeah.
play at first, but that was a double play ball all the way. Both runners advance.
Here comes Linda Sanchez.
And Linda Sanchez coming out to the mound here to calm Deluzio down. Linda Sanchez, as far as I'm concerned, her job is on the line tonight. I mean, you know, you go 0-4. Tom Thibodeau went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they kicked him out. So I wouldn't be surprised if after this, Linda Sanchez gets the boot, and the Dems find a new manager.
Why do you think that they got rid of Thibodeau? They needed to blame it on someone? Or?
Well, I think what happened was Jim Dolan got upset that he felt like, you know, he probably heard people talking about decisions and how he got out-coached and how he only plays 9 players. So I've gone back and forth on that whole situation, if we're being honest, on who I feel. Oh, a nice right into the gap, and that's going to bring in a run for sure.
Might bring in 2 runs.
No, 2 runs will come in to score.
And it's now 3-0 Republicans.
I believe that was Scalise, right? No, Bill Huizenga.
Bill Huizenga.
And again, this is where the Republican order gets a little bit squirrely because they have 10 hitters.
Look at
here.
that.
Got that, as they would say,
He doesn't get all of it, but enough to get it into the gap there. And I will give credit there. He catches it. He gets a good grip on it, throws it, but yeah, not a great swing, but just enough. And that drove in 2 runs, so 2 RBIs, pop up. So with the Tom Thibodeau thing, you know, there was different theories on it. One is that he was outcoached, but the other one is the Pacers had a deeper bench and a deeper roster than Thibodeau. But then the other concern is that the joke going around was that Thibodeau won't use 9 players in a baseball game, so he keeps a very short rotation. So there's a lot of back and forth on whether or not he should have been good. That seems to be his Achilles heel, but I think it comes down to James Dolan just being furious that they didn't win that first game, and then we got to do something. I think it's a reactionary decision. And
it seems to be James Dolan's thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he goes nuts with the Rangers and the Knicks. Every couple seasons, he just decides it's time to blow the whole thing up. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because Thibodeau's the one who got you so far. I mean, they were, they win that first game. Maybe they win the whole Eastern Conference. I mean, it doesn't matter. They would have gotten blown out by Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But I think it's a weird thing. If Thibodeau loses to Boston, I don't think he loses his job. I think it's the fact that it got so close.
Right.
A nice big hit, but it goes right to the top. If we can get that catch. Oh, he bobbles it. And he kicks it with his own foot. Oh, that'll bring in another run. No, he got stranded at third. I guess he didn't realize the ineptitude of that play.
Yeah, he was only at first, but
I thought we were going to see another run come in there, Jeff.
Yeah, I did too. This is going to turn into a rout unless they can shut this down.
Oh, he bobbles it.
He had 2 hands on the mitt. He was underneath it, but he just couldn't close in the end.
He just rips that right. It's fair.
Yeah, that's going to be a long run for Panetta out there.
That's going to clear the entire bases. That's an inside the park home
Oh, wait,
run.
that isn't Panetta. That's the new slugger.
Oh, no.
No, it's the third. It was a nice relay.
Good job getting the out. I mean, there was a little bit of bleeding and damage done, but at least they did get the out. Wow.
I think they'll take that here.
All right, so there's no one on base and 2 outs. 4
Again, where is that
in.
graphic? What happened to that? The scoreboard?
Maybe they only had it saying 0-0 and 1-0, and now they can't use it because they don't.
Do you think it was just, it wasn't an alternating one? They just put up a JPEG they found?
Yeah, maybe it's hand painted.
Going old school. Hey, got him.
Yeah, that is a great relay. I like that the throw was in low and he caught it low. It was well done. Way to recover and get that guy.
It's tough to keep track here. I'm not sure if we have 2 outs or.
There's 2 outs. We have Fluger up. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to center field last time.
Was he going for a bunt there, Fluger?
He might have been. I mean, honestly, if you bunted over and over again in this game, you'd probably do
Yeah,
well.
in this situation. Oh, he chops at it. Caught.
That's Aguilar taking over to first. That's a nice
good
play.
throw.
But not before the Republicans strike once again. End of 2, 5-0 GOP.
5-0 right now.
Yeah, it's
boy.
Like I said,
good for
I've
the
been
team.
watching this for a number of years. It's not necessarily inspiring.
It's painful. It's painful, but why do we do it? Why do we watch this game? Why do we vote? Let's see. We've got the hard side. Let's skip forward because I don't think I'm live yet, but that's nice because we can skip through commercials.
Oh, Sanchez talking to Aguilar in the dugout.
Yeah. I hope she starts screaming at him like she's Earl Weaver. That would be fantastic, just getting in his face.
Look forward to the top of the 3rd inning here at Nationals Park. Take a look at that last big out for the Democrats.
Yeah, just
Was that Aguilar over at third base who ended up, or did he make the relay? He made the relay. Fantastic. Great job on his
Great
part.
job right there.
He set up too in the right place. He was between third base and the outfielder.
Smart.
He moved
Good
all the way over.
positioning.
Congressional baseball game rings him up.
Absolutely. The Democrats are back to the top of the order. We should be seeing Ruiz up once again.
What inning is this? Do we know?
This
is
is
the third?
Top of the 3rd inning.
Oh, boy.
They call it a rhubarb. In this game, they call it appealing.
Ruiz got on due to an error by the second baseman Finstead last time, and he hits another ground ball.
Oh, man. Just soft enough to make that throw. Oh, but he's not on the bag.
Not on the bag. He's getting errors all over the infield.
Oh.
The Democrats have struck out 3 times in 2 innings already. If you put the ball on the play, you got a good chance in this game.
That's the beauty of it. He makes a good toss, the stretch, but yeah, he's made a fundamental mistake. I know he was trying to wait for that throw, but with no, he's not touching the base first.
I very much appreciate the sliding and the going for it, though. You want to see these guys actually care about winning.
Well,
sometimes they don't run it out, and then you're like, I don't know, should you not be running it out right now?
No, I'm fine with all of it. I hope we see a Pete Rose style collision at home plate.
That would be the
All-Star
best.
game. Let's do it.
That would be the best.
Come in, spikes up.
It's a warm night. They're in every play. These aren't professional athletes.
They've already taken out DeLuzio from the lineup. Who is this up to bat?
I don't know who this is. Yeah, it's a pinch hitter, perhaps. The rules are loosey-goosey, so I don't, that doesn't mean DeLuzio's not going to continue to pitch.
That's true.
See what Stubbe offers here in the 0-2. See if he takes a little bit off it.
It's fair. It goes all the way into the corner. That gives him a chance. They'll get a run on this.
Keep on going. Keep on going.
Or
Keep
will
running.
they? That is very slow base running.
Nice.
Oh, man. It took everything in his power. A triple
by Morgan McGarvey.
Yeah. All right, finally the Dems get on the board. It'll close that lead down to 5-1. He got a nice hit to the opposite side there, and it just on the baseline and enough to squeak into the corner, and the DC police have to move out of the way. Got to be thrilled for a nice little gig tonight. All right, maybe this is the momentum the Democrats need, not just in this baseball game, but life.
Yeah, maybe this is the moment that our country gets taken back.
All right, it takes literally one at bat at a time, one hit back, baby.
Yes.
From the opposing pitcher.
Now this is the heart of the Democratic order.
Okay, so this is DeLuzio who's up now.
That went in there on the inside corner by
Democratic dugout didn't like that call. You heard that all the way up here in the booth.
I think they batted out of order.
You know, that's the thing about baseball. At a certain point, you start
to
figure
well,
out.
We'll take it.
Congressional rules baseball. It's all. It doesn't matter. I mean, listen, we might go, MTV Rock and Jock and bring out one of those big baseballs that's worth 10 runs or something. Who knows? I'll be down for it.
I think each team should actually be able to have a celebrity player. They should be able to go out and find like David Ortiz or someone like that to come and play.
Well, I think what the Dems should be doing is starting to recruit those guys to run for their districts. You know, what is David Ortiz doing? He's a citizen now. He can run.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, let's just load up. Let's just, maybe this is what we need. Okay, we can't take back the House. They can't take back the Senate, but they can take back control of the baseball game.
Well, and they'd get a lot more attention, too, if suddenly they started very explicitly drafting for the baseball game. People would start to really get into that, I think.
I would certainly watch the debates to see David Ortiz or Pedro Martinez or Derek Jeter get up there. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, it dipped. Catches that corner. I can see why he's a little upset, but that looks pretty good. In this type of game, you're not going to get that one. That's a strike.
Yeah, they're doing the if it's hittable, it's a strike zone, I believe. If you could swing and hit it, then you can do it.
This is Johnny Olszewski, who the Democrats are hoping.
Johnny Olszewski. He has had some bad swings already.
Oof. He connected on that one at least. But
that's true. He struck out last time.
Right in the glove of the second baseman.
Did that get him a run, though? Did the guy come in? Yes, he did.
He did come in. 5-2, so a sacrifice. I mean, I don't know if it was an intentional sacrifice.
We'll take it.
5-2 Republicans.
So Panetta's up with no one on base and 2 outs.
And his dad, Leon Panetta, what was he most famous for? I remember that name, Leon Panetta. Why would I know that name, Jeff?
His dad also played in the Congressional game.
Yeah, but that's not why I know Leon Panetta. Hold on. Why do I know Leon Panetta? And my feeling is that it's not good. But I don't know why. I have it's one of those names like
could be not good.
Former Secretary of Defense. Okay. What did he do here? Born in 1938. I'll look that up while we're at bat. Why don't I like Leon Panetta? I don't know. Maybe his name was mentioned in one of those SNL skits, when you watch the reruns of SNL from 1983 or whatever. Let's see. Early life, House of Representatives, White House, Director of the CIA. Well, that's not great. I don't love that. But somebody's got to be the director of the CIA. Someone's got to be Secretary of Defense. Under Obama. Okay.
See if you can make him chase one here. I wouldn't give him one dead red. Let's see what happens.
Oh, another strike from Stubbe. From what I've glanced here at this very quick look at Wikipedia, I guess he's fine.
What you might see in the minor leagues or the majors. Stubbe throws about 70-ish, give or take here. That's where they talked about
70-mile-an-hour pitch. I got to respect that. I can't throw overhand.
Yeah, I think 70 would be something where I'd actually have to get ready to hit that. It looks slow to us, but
oh boy, did he get hit with that, or is it a ball?
Oh, it was catcher's interference.
Oh boy.
Watch, he'll hit the catcher's mitt there.
Oh boy. Okay. And he'll take first, which we'll take.
First. And Aguilar is up next. Last time Aguilar came up in a big situation with 2 outs and runners bases loaded and hit a line drive to third base. Really nice play.
Well, let's see if he can recreate that magic. I believe there's at least 1 runner on first. I wouldn't know because that graphic is no longer there. Which
there's
again,
2 outs, runner on first base.
All right, there we are. Runner on first.
We may see Pete Aguilar pitching next inning.
Okay, you think there's been a change there by manager Linda Sanchez?
We'll see. It seemed like DeLuzio was having some problems finding the plate earlier.
And Stubby's regained his momentum there, man. That's a nice clear strike there.
Pete Aguilar is the highest-ranking Latino in the history of the House of Representatives. He's the chair of the House Democratic Caucus.
Okay, great stuff from Aguilar.
He takes a strike.
But let's hope he doesn't strand somebody. That's is that a Hank Aaron jersey? I'm gonna assume maybe old school Braves
Maybe
jersey.
it looks like it. It could be a Cunha jersey too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And then finished with the Atlanta Braves, and then came back and played for the Milwaukee Brewers in the mid-70s.
Let's see. Oh, he got a nice swing on that, and it goes right through.
Very nice.
And that'll advance the runner to second at least.
Yep.
Oh.
I believe the runner on second is Shomari Figures. He's from Alabama. This would be his first game, so he has all the jitters being a rookie. He's out there looking around going, I've never seen this many people before.
Yeah, no one, has all my time in Congress, no one seems to have cared until this moment.
Gosh, mister, we're playing a big game now.
Okay.
Talk about
pinch runner as well?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know who that guy is. Figures, however, his parents, and he has a lot of relatives who were in office in Alabama. His uncle, Thomas Figures, was a DA who convicted 2 members of the Ku Klux Klan for lynching in 1987. And his father, Michael Figures, bankrupted the United Klan of America through civil suits afterwards. So he had some lawyers take down the Klan.
Well, finally some good news from Alabama for a change. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. Good on you, Alabama.
He ended his speech to the DNC in 2024 by yelling, "Roll Tide."
Okay. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't,
Listen, you like your sports teams. The only things I generally like about Alabama are Conrad Thompson, who does a wrestling podcast, and Charles Barkley. So
nice.
I was talking to some of the players this morning at batting practice, both on the Democratic side and the
This
Republican
Goldman, he popped up to the first baseman last time, so it was a little late. He might have been overthinking it. Might have been trying to go opposite field and got under it a little bit.
Oh, boy. Psychology is probably the biggest part of this.
It really is. Just get the barrel of the bat out there and let the baseball go as far as it wants to.
Let's see here. Another right down. Ooh, big cut.
That was a big cut. He was a little early on it.
It was right up the middle.
That was fat. That was too good to pass up.
Yeah, he might have been late, actually.
Checking the runners.
What do I have on Goldman?
Speed. They can't steal this year. That might inhibit them a little bit. New rules. Got him.
Yeah, he struck out taking on another very crummy pitch.
I feel like that was a bit outside there. I don't know. The positioning of that glove, that might have been one of those old veteran tricks that you do where you just move the glove to make it look like a strike. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that, Jeff?
You're saying that the constitutionalist is a good framer?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there you go. Smart. There you go. Again, no graphic going out here.
Score is 5-2. 5-2. Stubby is leading off next inning.
Oh, and for some reason, here we go. Some random cuts by the directors of C-SPAN right in the booth, which is not supposed to be shown here, but I guess they're preparing for somebody to join. And we'll find out who very shortly as I get caught up here because we did start a little behind, but luckily that gives us a chance to
You remember this, don't you?
the 2018 game. You can see the drastic shift in quality from the 2018 game as this footage comes from a camcorder on the third base sign.
What a play. 5-2 is our score as we bring you to the bottom of the third inning here at Nationals Park. Welcome inside, everybody. Kevin Court with the aforementioned Steve Scalise, along with my partner, Chad Pergram.
Steve Scalise.
Every time we watch it, we love that. How do you feel when you see that?
It's a magic moment, and I say it's a God moment. I mean, I just, a year before to the day was the shooting. I couldn't even really walk, so they carried me out, and then I couldn't move around.
This Stubby up to bat. He fouls that one off. He's got a good swing.
to me.
I
And I'm
mean,
like,
you
come on, man,
hate
that's supposed
to
give it to me. And it's a little to my right.
you
I go
hate
down,
to
I don't have
admit
balance, so I
it,
go to the
but
ground,
he
and the
is
ball is
maybe
in
the
my
best
glove.
hitter
I
out
gotta
there
make the
right
throw.
now.
So from my knees, I couldn't
I
get
do
up,
want to
so I
look up
made the
some of
throw,
the
and the place goes
things that
nuts.
Stubby
They're all
may
coming
have
to town
passed.
upon
Let's
me.
see if that
So I'm like,
affects
I
my
better
view
get
of
up
him
now,
as a
or else I'm gonna
baseball
be just
player.
mounded.
Yeah, well, like I
It's
said, he did
wonderful.
introduce the renaming the
Oh,
Metro.
that's right. That was him, the one who wants to call it the Trump train.
Yes. Yeah.
Great, smart move by a guy. I mean, it will never happen, but you still get credit. And Trump train sounds great. I mean, you know, for Trump.
If I wrote a
Sure.
screenplay and said, this is how
Sure.
it's going to go, folks, they would reject that script right away.
They put it in the fiction column and say there's no way that would happen.
It was on the
and it
first
did.
pitch, no less.
Yeah, on the first pitch. You know, again, right-handed batter just straight.
I would like it if they had some kind of a mixed martial arts tournament.
I was watching the play.
Oh, a congressional mixed martial arts?
Yeah, I think that might be a
Oof,
little
that
bit
would be
better.
great. Although I'm not gonna lie to you, I think with the way things are going, I think with the Joe Rogan podcast and the amount of people Trump showing up at the UFC, I think the Republicans would take that heavy.
They might, but at least that would maybe weed out some of the people that need to be primaried.
Okay, all right, I like that. I could dig that. I think if you had a no training bar fight tournament, like one of those,
Oh.
remember before UFC they just used to do those tough man contests or whatever.
Right.
Then I'd
Yeah.
probably take some Dems because I feel like some of the people on the conservative side are all talk, no show.
Yeah, that's probably true. It'd be nice then too, because I think that going out and recruiting some Teamsters to run for office might be a good idea. You're the
Okay.
Dems are getting maybe a heavier labor influence in
Well,
the party
that would
again.
help get the unions on board. Maybe the
Yeah.
unions vote a little more democratic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he got that, and that was caught it. Nice, get on the bait. Okay.
Aguilar
I
made a
don't know.
nice play.
Did he catch it? It didn't go on. He caught it. It's an out. Yeah. I couldn't see if he had fully gotten that or if it touched the ground, the grass. Oh no, he caught it. Perfect.
He was about 7'4" when he made that play.
Full extension, too.
Look at
Amazing. Well done.
that. All right, making up.
He's
for
going to
some
be
previous
real
play.
sore tomorrow. You could see he realizes he just stretched his back in a way he hasn't in years.
Yeah, you're going for these things because you want to relive your youth, and then you gotta deal with all that goes on. Why not spray paint the bat if you don't like LGBT people? I don't get it myself, but all right.
Well, it's
Plus,
not. Maybe it's not that he dislikes LGBT. Maybe he doesn't dislike them, but he just prefers to not ever see anyone
Okay.
that's unlike himself.
Okay, so he's fine with the bats, just not the people. All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
That said, he just got hit by a pitch, which is pretty great.
Okay. But does that load the bases here? Am I looking at a loaded base situation?
No, I believe we only have two on. That was Luttrell.
Oh, that's the third base coach there. Okay, there
Yeah,
we go.
Scooby is at second. Finstead is up. Last time up, he got a single.
We have more people in the stands here than over half of the teams that are playing tonight in Major League Baseball. Wow. Guys that are making
Oh, yeah,
tens
that
of
is a
millions
crowd.
of
All right, it
dollars
was a late
doing
crowd. A
this.
lot of people showing up
It shows you
for this. And good on them. It's a charity game. It's a nice day at the ball. I could be into this.
Democrats, they cheer, they yell, they
Oh, does he advance to third on that? Yeah, Stubby advances to third on that wild pitch.
Did you grow up a baseball fan, football fan? What
Good,
did you,
good set of hair
uh,
there underneath that helmet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a rough day for McGarvey
I was at the game Sunday night through the
back there.
College World Series Super Regional.
Let's see.
But, rooting for my Tigers.
Bad behind the plate, but good hair day. So there you go.
And then now, you know, like I just fell in love with the game.
Sure,
when
he
I got
passed
the
some
Cardinals.
balls,
It's
but
just
the
because
sure he had some passed balls, but the volume on that thing, that's you gotta go with that. That's beautiful.
We practice at 6 a.m. So it's a
Gotta
great
love the
start.
lettuce on that. Another high pitch here.
We're at the Capitol doing the other stuff.
You had the minor league Zephyrs there for a while, but that's
Yeah,
not
the
Major
Zephyrs.
League.
Brad Finstead's from Minnesota. He does not have a lot of power. We've already seen him make an error. It'd be nice to get a double play here.
When you say power, are you talking about the swing or like within congressional hearings, the ability to get laws and things passed?
Well, I don't know that he's interested in getting anything passed. I think he's more interested in keeping things from happening. That's the most of the power that the Republicans end up using, it seems to me. That is, but I mean, as far as his swing, his history as a hitter was all singles, and he popped it up meekly to first base. So we got 2 down, 2 on. We have Harrigan up. Last time up, he walked and scored a run.
And so I went out there with David Bailey, the Capitol Police officer who saved me and everybody else on that ball field, along with Crystal Griner.
See here.
Pat Harrigan. Pat Harrigan.
During the shootout. But David and I walked to the spot where the shooting happened, where I was hit. You know, there was a blood trail about 20 feet long. You know, we just kind of looked at everything, and he told me about things that I never even saw. And, you know, it was just kind of good to get it behind.
It's a ground ball to Aguilar. He's been our most consistent guy.
A good arm on him all the way from third. Not an easy thing to do. Again, this is a major league ballpark. And he does his best to bail out DeLuzio.
Yeah, they held him that inning. They're still in this. 5-2 is not a bad score, actually.
And there's DeLuzio's family and friends, I gather, celebrating.
Yeah, they're all there for his call up.
This is his first game, yeah?
DeLuzio? No, DeLuzio's been around. maybe that was one of the other. Maybe that's McGarvey behind the plate.
Every time you say McGarvey, it reminds me of McGarnacle on The Simpsons. Do you remember McGarnacle, which was the Clint Eastwood parody? It was like a cop show where Clint Eastwood played a cop called McGarnacle.
Amazing. I have not seen that. I do love. There is a pilot called Look Well. That's Adam West.
That's right. Oh, that's a real pilot.
Yeah, from like
watch
1990.
that. Conan O'Brien wrote that.
Yes. Amazing. I don't know that it in itself is all that funny, but when you watch it, you say, I wish they made a whole season of this show because it would have gotten so weird after 5 episodes. You could just feel it bubbling with weirdness under the surface that it's all setting up. Great show.
Oh, man. That's one of those many pilots. It's amazing when you watch some of those pilots that just don't get made.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of Dodger blue there, some Republican red. You got to wonder what contingent of the Bloods and the Crips are watching this game. How do they feel about it? Are they in attendance? Who do they vote for? I mean, I'd love to know the demographics. Would I be surprised? Is it the elite? Is it color allegiance? Or do people cross over based on politics? One of those questions we'll never know the answer to. And that I only come up with because I have ADHD. Oh, a nice strike there. Stubby, is he going to pitch this whole game here?
Sometimes he throws 5 innings.
And who is this who looks a little like Andy Richter? That's, what's his name?
I don't know. They have a pinch hitter up right now.
Oh, a big swing and a miss.
Oh, Dave Min. This is one of their rookies this year.
Okay. The Democrats going younger, which is a bit ironic considering what they did during the last election. But that one went foul.
Min's from California. That's all I got on him.
Okay.
I don't have any scouting report past that.
So young, he hasn't really done much.
No.
So we're really learning about him both congressionally and as an athlete here.
Yeah.
Gets a bloop right up the middle there. Caught, but it'll be enough for the Dems to get a hit. Get a man on base. You can see that Stubby is getting a little tired because that leg kick isn't as high as it was before. Just right above Stubby, just into the gap. Great placement. And you can see him breathing heavy just from that run to first base. The struggle is real.
Oh, Linda Sanchez is coming out to give some instructions to her first base coach.
Let's see. Linda Sanchez taking this real serious, and I respect it. I really do hope she gets face-to-face with one of the umpires.
Taking a look there.
Does old Tommy Lasorda.
He certainly maybe had practiced that.
Yeah, a little rough follow through, but a nice line drive.
Yeah, and good run, good gate out of the box there to make sure he got to first. No outs here in this inning. The fourth inning, I believe.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. You look at the jersey numbers here in California.
Last time Levine was up, he popped up meekly to shortstop. He's from California. He's been serving since 2019.
All right.
And, you know, he was the student body president at Stanford.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oof.
Big cut, and he goes down swinging. Oh, boy. Stubby's still looking good here. He's holding down the fort. I mean, it's a 3-run lead, but in this type of game, that doesn't mean anything.
It really doesn't. But it does if the pitcher's carving him up like this.
It is really, I was just going to say, it's really hard sometimes to lay off.
Now up is Ruiz. He led off for the Democrats in the 2017 game and start off the game with a single, stole second, and then scored the first run in that game.
Well, let's see if we can recreate that magic here. And there's somebody shirtless? Oh, okay. No, that
would be great.
Somebody wearing a pink golf shirt, but he's out. A double play that didn't happen there. He got an out at second, but couldn't catch Ruiz getting it safe at first. Take a look at nice ground ball. He dropped it, but had the sense to get it to second, and then just not enough speed to get to first. If he didn't bobble that ball, they would have had that double play.
That's the right call, and he pulled it off, and he sort of mowed down the runner there at second, so they'll take it 2 down.
And this is also where you're starting to see some of the other players get into the game here.
And let's see that leg kick by Stubby. Does he have any tank left in the gas here? How far is he going to go? Oh, he gets it high there. Strike outside, but he just gets the strike zone according to the ump here.
Yeah. They're really counting on this guy to be a big bat in their order. They've needed a few. So we'll see. He actually studied journalism at the University of Missouri.
Oh, I like that into the gap, but if is it high enough to catch a run?
Wow, caught by the left fielder.
Big pop up there.
They strand one.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
Democrats, you got to close the gap here. That's your window here. But so far, nothing going here. Let's see. Let me fast forward this a little bit. Let's see if... Now, we mentioned that the game only stopped a few times here. Oh, that's right. Here we go. One of the highlights, thanks to the Washington Nationals, the old presidential mascots race.
You know that for years they didn't allow Teddy Roosevelt to win, right?
There was a thing that would keep happening where Teddy Roosevelt would always be in the lead, and then something would happen to cause him to lose. Now, why out of all the presidents running was it Teddy Roosevelt, Jeff? Do we know why that is? Is there any reason?
I don't know that there was any reason. I think they just thought it was the funniest. Maybe they were just picking on the guy with glasses.
It is a funny mustache.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. If you were to add another president to the group, who would you add?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, from a personal standpoint, Ronald Reagan, just because his head would be so heavy that he couldn't.
Seems like he would be a popular choice, yeah.
Who would I add? Oh, man. I feel like we're talking about presidents in their prime. I feel like a young Obama would have a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Athletically. Maybe Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton jogged, but I feel like that. If I remember, didn't he just jog to fast food restaurants?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at least in that one Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah,
Deluzio is all over the place.
Yeah,
now. I wonder how long they're going to let him do this.
I don't know that they have anyone else who can pitch, apparently, because I can't imagine why else Linda Sanchez, the manager, would continue to allow this bloodletting to happen.
He wants to throw strikes to Stutzman because Stutzman is hitting .07 something now after making an out its last at bat. Oh, and the umpire gives him a strike there. I think if I were going to choose any president, I'd probably go with maybe they could do Grant.
Okay, now why? Oh,
Grant
caught it. He caught it again on the second baseline. Aguilar
putting on a clinic.
My goodness. At the shortstop position, Aguilar with the nice finger wave too. Not in my house. A tribute to Dikembe Mutombo. Different sport, but same result. Look at that. Aguilar might win a Golden Glove here if they give those out.
It's a great jump.
Great leap.
Aguilar introduced the No Hungry Kids in School Act in March, but it's never made it out of committee.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So that, too, got stranded.
Yes.
All right. Let's hope that doesn't continue here on the baseball field. The no hungry kids, yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things you got to sneak into another bill that people.
Yeah, nobody wants to pass the No Hungry Kids in School Act.
That's just a weird one. You think that would get everybody involved, but
no.
Nope.
There's some people are like, there were hungry kids in my school.
Yeah, when I grew up, all of us were hungry. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense, but okay. Hunsel. Oh, another pitch.
What if people started going to school and pretending to be kids, though, just because they were hungry?
Just to get the free food?
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's willing to do that, I say just give them the free food, you know.
Yeah.
It's my same. Oh, there we go.
Nice
Hot
pitch.
looking. Deluzio.
That's fantastic. Maybe Deluzio will get out of this inning, give us 2 scoreless in a row. That would be nearly unprecedented in recent congressional baseball games. I like this pirate hat he's wearing.
It is the Navy uniform, I guess. Is that?
Is
I didn't
it?
know that was there. I mean, the baseball jersey is a Navy uniform, and it has the skull and crossbones on the side of the arms. But
so our Navy has a pirate symbol on it now.
I did not know that the Navy represented the Jolly Roger in any way, but I'll find out. I'll find out if that's the official Navy baseball jersey. Let's see here.
What do you think of that jersey there that Deluzio has? I told you he wore the Pirates uniform last year. Jolly Roger.
Yeah, and they're commenting on it now.
Yeah, he wore a Pirates uniform, so he just likes. So he's less a fan of the Navy. It's just more the skull and crossbones, I think.
Yeah, he's a pirate guy, I guess.
Okay, let's see.
Jerseys, I kind of collect them. I may have to go get one of
See
those
the
Navy
swing.
jerseys.
He has a little short-armed swing. I think if you jam him inside, you can get him to just meekly ground ball.
Let's see, Uni Watch here. The Navy. Navy baseball unveils Jolly Roger inspired uniform. So that is one of their alternate uniforms. Their alternate uniform. Ooh, caught swinging there. Swing and a miss.
He strikes out 2 in a row.
And Deluzio.
3 up, 3 down. I thought he'd be out of the game recently, but he has stuck around and kept the Democrats in it.
Well, he seems to have composed himself. And it is still 5-2.
5-2.
That to my knowledge, is it different? I got one wrong. Did the Republicans score another one? Because I don't think.
No, it is 5-2.
Okay.
It is a low-scoring game so far. Sanchez is giving a big speech to all the players there, saying, "Hey, we're in this right now. Let's score some runs this inning."
Okay, a team huddle.
You have a good speech you would give to a team, Harry?
During this game?
During any game.
I mean, how do you? I just would start doing speeches from movies that didn't necessarily equate. I'd start with the speech from Rocky, where You know, it's not about how hard you hit; it's about how hard you get hit and then get back up. And then I do the Sylvester Stallone impression, and then I kind of go into Mel Gibson from Braveheart.
Oh, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
you
Would you
know.
go into Gladiator eventually, or you think you'd
Oh,
get?
I didn't watch that one enough. I know. Really, the problem is my favorite movies are things like Goodfellas, and I don't know how inspiring that is in the middle of a speech. What kind of speech would you give, Jeff, if you had? I mean, you're a captain. Oh, look at that! Out into the outfield. Is it going to be fair? It lands right
crushed.
in, bounces into the crowd, so it's an
Ground
automatic
rule double
ground rule double
by Padilla. Oh no, that's by DeLuzio.
DeLuzio. All right. And already here, the Dems, I believe this is the 5th inning, up on, I got a second, somebody on second here. And who's wearing the all Mets uniform? That's interesting. And DeLuzio opting to go for a pinch runner, maybe rest himself up. I mean, I guess he's pitching the complete game here.
This community really has embraced seeing America's leaders get out there and have some good nature.
Is this DeLuzio or is this Ozuski?
No, this is Ozuski. DeLuzio is the pitcher for the Dems.
I think Padilla got injured.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's why suddenly McGarvey was moved up in the order. It's a little wild.
Okay.
Ozuki has not looked great, but he did get a sacrifice RBI last time up.
What's it been like to have some of these newcomers hit?
You want a big guy who's a lefty like that just to hit a line drive to right field. That's really all you're looking for here. He doesn't need to hit it over the fence. He doesn't need to hit it high. He just needs to hit it hard.
You just want him to connect here.
Right.
He
Once
doesn't
you're
need to
that
crush
tall, you're faster just because you don't have to take as many steps to run, right? I often think about that. Like, people who are taller.
He's got bigger legs.
Steps.
Well, it's like when you walk a dog. You know, if you ever walk a tiny dog, it's a lot harder for them because
it's just like
a lot more
trotting
steps.
Yeah, it gets worn out much faster because it's the step ratio.
What
I
was
think-
that? He was attempting to run him instead of throwing it. He attempted to run it. That was an interesting choice.
Well, they caught him off base, and what you're supposed to do then sometimes, if you think they're frozen, is to run right at the runner and make them choose what direction they're to run in, and then you throw to the right base.
I guess instinctually good. I usually see that from somebody within the infield, but not a pitcher. Oh, connects, but it goes foul here.
He pulled his front shoulder out a little early there and ended up hitting the ball late.
Oh boy, big breath there.
That's right. You know, Jackie Robinson, we're very proud of
Ozuski.
Ozuski electing to wear track pants instead of baseball pants, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, that's a red flag if you're looking for your middle of the order hitter, in my opinion.
Oh, that was high, just high enough for a ball. I think Ozuski got a little lucky there.
Broke a lot of people's hearts when they left, but the legacy of Jackie Robinson.
And one of the many Jackie Robinson's number retired league-wide.
Yeah, including
Major League Baseball.
including the Congressional baseball game too, I guess. He strikes out.
Oh God, Ozuski.
He's wearing a shirt from Townsend, Maryland, actually, that general shirt. It's a high schooler shirt.
And now we're highlighting Jackie Robinson. We all remember that the famous stealing home.
With Yogi Berra arguing whether it was safe or out forever.
You ever hear the Yogi Berra story that Bob Costas would tell about Yogi, which he said he's not sure if it's a true story or not, but it seems like it. Yogi Berra, I guess they were doing a doubleheader or something, and then in the middle of one of the games, a bunch of streakers run onto the field. And Yogi was telling the story to some people who hadn't seen it. They said, Yogi, was it men or women? He said, I don't know. They had bags on their heads. And in the meantime, a pop fly here. Hopefully the Republicans they don't drop it, unfortunately, there.
It's Pineda flying out. Panetta's had a quiet day today with a walk, an error, fly out. Hasn't really gotten a hold of one yet.
I don't like the green hat. I don't like it. It's not on brand. Everybody else is wearing the red "Make America Great Again." Something about that lime green one bothers me. I feel like among people who want attention, which is the MAGA hat wearing people, you need just like always need a little extra, huh?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, you just got to make it more offensive, however you can.
Well, I guess you want to stand out in case somebody on the left didn't feel uncomfortable by the hat, you know. If they
Right.
missed it.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that it's completely jarring in every way.
You know, it's fun too. People don't realize, other than spring ball, which I love to go.
See, I like the batting stance here.
Yeah, and he's having a great day in the field. I'd like to see him knocking a run here with 2 outs.
Oh man, I thought he should have swung at that, but it is a bit outside. Maybe he was right to hold off.
Well, we're in the 5th inning, so maybe he's thinking, I got to get Stubby out of here. We can't let him just coast. Got to make him throw more pitches.
I hope there's that much strategy. Ooh, pops it up. Hope. Do they drop it? A little bit of confusion. Oh, they catch it.
That's a pop out there. One stranded by the Democrats.
Oh, man, the Democrats are stranding so many people.
5-2, middle of 5. The game is moving along actually pretty fast.
Yeah, this is a different pace here. I don't know what the Republicans did. A lot more field practice. I think they got a younger lineup. You know, they've drafted well. I think you know what? I think Joe Rogan's podcast and Theo Vaughn, those people have helped this Republican Party get a lot younger. And that, in turn, has helped keep this team younger.
Right. Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan aren't actually Republicans, though. They're just they just like to do their own thinking and research, isn't that correct?
Well, that's what they say. Yeah, I don't think officially Joe Rogan is a Republican.
No.
I think he would define himself maybe as a libertarian.
Okay.
But Theo Vaughn, I think, just likes having weird people on his show. I don't know that Theo Vaughn has any stance. I mean, Rogan went at length let Trump go on and on. Theo Vaughn, at some point, somehow got Trump to talk about cocaine use, even though Trump has never used cocaine in his life. So,
yeah, or so we're told.
And then also Theo Vaughn had J.D. Vance on and asked him whether or not Trump was on the Epstein list.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Did he get an honest answer, do you think?
Well, J.D. Vance said that he didn't do anything. He did nothing wrong on the Epstein. He never did anything wrong with Jeffrey Epstein. And the term "wrong" is interesting because it's very subjective.
Right. Yeah, it can be technically not illegal. Is not wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Like it was international waters, so it wasn't
right.
wrong.
So it's fine. Yeah. It's not the best thing. It's always great when someone goes, "Well, there's nothing illegal about what I did." Okay, well, no one's arguing that you can't purchase an orphanage and then burn it to the ground and turn it into a parking lot, but we're saying it wasn't cool, bro. And look
it wasn't explicitly written out that you shouldn't burn down orphanages, is what you're saying.
Yeah. There's nowhere in the thing does it say nowhere. It's like when people argue that we paid all our fair taxes.
Right.
Okay, we're saying that you paid no taxes, Verizon. We're saying you didn't pay anything in taxes, so please. All right.
This is the make it break it inning, I believe, here. We're in the middle of the order for the Republicans. This is their 3rd time through. They're seeing DeLuzio again. We'll see if he can throw strikes and get them out quickly. He's done a good job the last 2 innings.
Yeah, well, DeLuzio, he's had an up and down game, but he seemed to have got his mojo going the last inning especially. And he was helped by the infield. And oh boy, it was
he
too soon.
hit Eric Schmidt with the first batter.
Well, that's not ideal.
Yeah, but if they're going to get on base, it's kind of the best way, right?
Well, I guess, yeah, make them earn it. I guess there's something to that. Instead of walking somebody, just peg him, right? I mean, that's one way to do it.
I mean, in the end, based on the state of the world, I mean, why aren't the Democrats just throwing at him every single batter is my question.
That's a unique strategy, and hopefully Linda Sanchez, the manager of the Dems, resorts to that. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's. Oh, he's using the torpedo bat. But nobody's opted for the torpedo bat.
No, well, I don't. Do they make them in metal?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess not. I guess they
Probably
don't make them
do.
in metal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That's interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Schmidt,
Now that I remember how big that was for a week. Are they still using the torpedo bats? What's going on with that?
they're
Or is
still
that-
using them.
Does just die down?
Yeah, it's inconclusive whether it matters. I mean, the problem is it gives you maybe a little bit better if you hit the ball right on the sweet spot of the bat, a little bit more room to hit the ball harder. But if you hit the ball a little bit off of the sweet spot, you don't hit it as hard.
Okay.
So it actually it gives and takes. Fluger is 0 for 2 today, which is a great sign for the Democrats, and part of the reason why it's a close game still.
A little bouncer up to second, touching second.
Oh, is
double
Aguilar?
play? Ah,
The
no.
first baseman could not come up with it.
Really impressive again from Aguilar. He's doing his best to keep the Dems in it here. He gets one out, but man, that could have been a beautiful double play.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I'm glad that the first baseman managed to knock it down. One of the things that, you know, if you're playing softball and you're at first base, it's more important to keep the ball from going by you than it is to getting it out.
I've learned that the hard way. Playing first base on our softball team, yeah. Sometimes you gotta. The instinct is to get on that base, but what you realize, you're not dealing with major leaguers who have that accuracy. So I've learned that the first thing I got to do, I step on first, but I got to be ready to make sure I catch that wild throw.
Right. Yeah, you don't want the person to get a double out of a ground ball.
Yeah, that's that. It stings. It stings.
Stubby has walked twice.
Oh, big pop up there. It's just a question of if he can get to this. He's got to run for it. Oh, no.
What an effort, though. That's incredible work by the center fielder. He wasn't close to it at all.
No, he did make the run. I guess that was more of the right fielder's job to grab that one, but I guess, you know, he tried to get there. Great effort, but man, just.
That was Panetta. He was really laying it out.
I'll tell you, Panetta all out, dives, just still a couple of meters short there.
Panetta ended up taking a lot of that on the face.
Oh, boy, yeah. And hopefully he's wearing a cup, because that I've done that. That hurts.
That is a dive that you can separate a shoulder on if you're not really ready for it too. I hope he's okay.
Oh, another one, big right. Two in a row, big swings, and that's going to drive in another run.
That might bring in two.
The Republicans once again stretch the lead.
First and second there, Jake Elsey on at first base.
That was Moore with the RBI. Stubby stopped at second. You think Stubby would have a little bit more speed?
I mean, I think he just has either nothing left in the tank, or he's worried about getting thrown out. It's a weird situation here. Oh, another one, 3 in a row, but this one finally tag him.
He's going to tag out Stubby there, but that's not going to end the threat. Two
Oh,
down,
no.
runners still at first.
2 down, runners at first and second.
Tagged Stubby, but was not able to make the throw to first.
Finstead's up next. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Finstead, the batter.
Sanchez has a hard decision here because her other pitcher is Aguilar, but if she moves Aguilar into pitch, then she weakens her entire defense.
Yeah, I mean, Aguilar has just been so solid back there. This one into the outfield, foul ball. It'll go into the stands.
All the years that William Timmons has played, he has never had an at-bat. He is truly a designated runner, and I got another name for you here Kevin, Herb Washington.
Let's see. Okay, so I realize what's going on here. I pulled up the Fox feed, and they do have the score up there.
Now it's 6-2.
Okay, now that
Yeah.
is definitely going to advance the runners. So
Okay.
now you're looking at
So the other problem that Sanchez is running into here is that the other pitchers the Democrats have are Aguilar, Alex Padilla, who was taken out after the beginning of the game, so may be injured, and John Ossoff from Georgia, the senator, who is also injured and not on the active roster. So her only other pitcher is Pete Aguilar.
Okay.
That we know of, as far as people who have pitched previously.
Oh, boy. Oh, well. So it's a tough situation here. What's she going to do? Decisions for Linda Sanchez, the manager.
Not quite at Timmy Raines, Lou Brock,
Another, all right, getting back on board here.
Imagine the person that you're counting on is starting to look tired and worn out, and you're a Democrat. You're like, can we just ride this guy to the rest of the game? I know we're behind.
Look,
that's the ground ball through.
Oh, no. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
8-2.
8-2, unbelievable. Well, it was close for a little bit here.
Yeah, now it's turning into another route. They're going towards 5 in a row now.
Okay, I might switch over to the Fox feed here. Just spoiler alert, let's jump into it.
Okay.
There you go, because they do have
better stats.
They have the better, at least we have the base, the on base, and the thing, although it's covered by your face there. Hold on one second. I'll move it in a little bit.
We are entering the part of the game where we're going to start having a bunch of pinch hitters too. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more information on the screen.
Better than it
All
was
right,
a couple
there we go. How's the sound on that? We're good?
Not as much.
Sounds fine.
Okay, and we have a pitch count. Deluzio with his 100th
Oh, he got him in the head.
Oh, and it's a doozy.
You could hear that all the way up here.
It was worth it.
Well, that happens.
As we all said, listen, if you're going to get somebody on base, make them earn it the hard way. 100 pitches is insane for a congressional baseball.
Oh, this guy is so worn out.
Get away from it.
Yeah.
Clunk. You heard it right there, Kevin.
100 pitches is wild. Yeah, he is. You got to get him out of there.
Absolutely tired. What
There's
is
still
Linda
2 more
Sanchez
innings to go
doing?
here.
Total malpractice by Linda Sanchez.
6-run lead. Stutzman up 0 for 2 tonight. Ground out in a lineup.
You know what I'm always amazed at the next morning at the Capitol? Just how.
Ironically, considering the fact that she's mistreating him, Linda Sanchez co-introduced the Megan Myers Cyberbullying Prevention Act in 2009. So she does care about other people being bullied. It never made it out of committee.
Well, right now the Republicans are bullying the Democrats. 8-2 here, and another hit all the way into the outfield, right into left field.
Panetta's all over this. He's running it in,
and that's going to score in at least 2 runs here. And we're now in double digits. Oh no! And we're seeing the Trump giraffe dance.
That is Stutzman's first extra base hit after playing in this game for years and years and years.
Oh, look at that. Just good swing, good connection, and then just Deluzio has nothing left here. You gotta, I think you might have to pull the trigger on getting someone else in there. Because now you're no longer, maybe you put in Aguilar, because now these hits are no longer going through the infield. They're just going directly into the outfield.
Yep.
Well, she didn't pull him out, so he's got to at least, well, maybe she's just going to let him finish out the inning here.
Might as well at this point then bring in a position player to pitch.
Maybe. I mean, he's...
I don't golf, so I don't have that problem.
They're all position players.
I mean, yeah, they're all.
I don't know.
Oh, second district. Yeah, we should have been on the Fox feed the whole time. My bad.
Molinar.
Okay.
He is pinch hitting for Huizinga, who is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
57 average, 1 double and 2 RBI.
Let's see if he can
really could use a break
make
here.
this
He
hurt a
gets
little
that
more
one
for the
over plate,
Dems.
make it
106
2-2.
pitches for DeLuzio. He's going to need
This-
Tommy John surgery after this game is done here. This is a lot.
Yeah. They're burning him.
You know, there's a little bit of milling around down in the Republican bullpen down on the right side.
He is really struggling to get it over there. The batter, actually, John Molinar, is not a bad player for the Republicans. He's been in 9 games. He's hit 357. So he is no slouch as a pinch hitter here, but he's going to draw a walk.
Wow.
And the Republicans are 1 batter away from batting around. There are 2 outs still. There are 2 on.
You got to give DeLuzio credit. Hit the ball well.
Uh-oh, and here comes...
Oh, here comes Sanchez.
Yeah.
Got a couple of tough breaks.
Yeah, you got to question the decision for wearing a jersey so short. You got to go a little longer on that baseball jersey. It's not flattering, but it'll never be as bad as Chris Christie and his baseball uniform. But DeLuzio pitched a pretty good game for the Dems in the middle there. Did enough to keep them involved here. And unfortunately, he leaves. Well, he has an ERA of 10 in this game. 10 runs coming in. I guess they're not ERA. They're not all earned runs, right?
I don't have that written down. Rather,
no, probably not. I'm just guessing. Yeah, I'm not.
But let's call them all earned runs. You have 10 runs in 5 innings. That's 2 runs per inning. So that's an ERA of 18, actually.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Not best.
Ah boy.
Not the best. Not a good game for the Democrats so far. They have to really pound on Stubbe next inning and hopefully get to the bullpen for the Democrat. That's their only hope.
And by bullpen, I mean somebody in the dugout. I can't imagine. Although, you know what? Maybe are they using the bullpen? Is somebody warming up out there?
I hope so. I would want to use it if I were on one of these 2 teams.
Oh, there you go. And Aguilar warming up. I do not like his form, but we have no choice at this point. He's been fantastic in the infield today.
You know, he's been part of some pretty awesome defense we've seen tonight, Chad.
Yes, he has. This hurts the Democrats a lot because they don't have him out on defense. Aguilar started their last 3 games. He's lost all 3 games, and he has an ERA of 10.92.
No.
So
he's been great and probably shouldn't pitch, but we have no choice at this point.
Yep. Who do they have at short? Did it show?
They did not see it. We haven't seen it yet. We'll find out who they moved over to short. Spitting in his hand. Is that superstition? Is that technique? What is the policy on using Vaseline in the Congressional baseball game?
I think they should do it.
I think there should be steroids allowed. I don't think it's going to impact much of the game.
I totally agree. All of these guys should be just roided out of their mind. Maybe the Republicans are.
Let's see. Reach on an error, run a strikeout.
Sinistra.
Oh, and Aguilar, a little bit of control issues here.
2 out.
Sinistra struck out once and got on due to an error by the second baseman. He scored a run. This is a guy you can get out. Throw him some strikes, make him hit the ball.
All right, he pops up into the outfield here.
Call it, call it.
Called it, and he did catch it. Nice.
Very nice. Democrats get out of the inning. They came up with 5 runs. 5 runs.
The Republicans extend it to an 8-run lead, the end of the 5th, and the Trump giraffe dance, which is...
Is that what that dance is called?
Well, how do I put this? I guess I can
it.
say what it is. It's not called the giraffe dance, but some people have said that it looks like Trump is jerking off 2 giraffes.
Oh, okay.
Because he goes so high. So when he's doing
yeah, like he's doing
like he's jerking off 2 giraffes.
Yeah.
So I refer to it as the giraffe dance.
That's nice. I mean, you could call it the jerking off giraffe dance.
Yeah, jerking off giraffes. I also like I forget the leader of the Village People said that that the song was not a gay anthem, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Interesting choice. So it's
It is an interesting choice, but
I
it's
mean,
not too surprising.
yeah, I mean, look, I get it. It's like, hey, man, listen, I got to make some money. What do you want me to do?
Right. You know, speaking of just going back here, giraffes, I believe they have purple tongues, right?
I'll look that up, but yeah, I guess so.
You know, because I'm
I've seen
thinking,
it.
like, it's interesting that there's all kinds of weird jerking off horse stuff.
Yeah.
And donkeys. There's donkey shows. I've never really heard of like a giraffe show.
Well, I think it would be a lot more difficult. First of all, if you're doing that type of show with a giraffe, it has to be outdoors because you need high ceilings. So maybe that's part of the limitation of it. So if you're doing that type of show outdoors where you're jerking off a giraffe, I mean, you're just inviting.
You could do it in an arena, right? You could do it like at in the Astrodome.
You can do that. Is there the demand for a venue of that size? Now are you selling that many tickets? You know, I'm saying you got to factor all those things in. I don't know how many people actively want to pay to see a giraffe get whacked off, but donkeys, that's their game. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the donkey thing is a fairly common thing to have happen. Maybe they're just more into it than giraffes are.
More cooperative, you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
more cooperative.
Okay, and the Republicans, smartly at this point, with an 8-run lead, they can
brought in
afford
Pfluger.
to make a pitching change.
Pfluger has been their closer in previous games. His statistics are, give me one moment.
What is that patch on there? I want to see that patch underneath the
He has pitched 8 innings for the Republicans. He has 2 saves and a 1.75 ERA.
And Stubby will move over. What ERA?
1.75 ERA in 8 innings pitched.
I mean, Stubby has been phenomenal for these guys. Just looks great. The form is great. Just a lot of strikes. And I realize that patch is the date of the congressional shooting. So that's what that patch is.
I see.
But you wouldn't notice it because there's so many other patches.
The bottom third of the Democrats' order is 1 for 6 this game. So we need something to get started here.
At a certain point, you just can't take your chances. And he had
Jeff, if you're the new manager, you come in to take over this franchise, over this team. I mean, what are the first changes you make? Because there's got to be some changes here after a season like this.
I mean, I think the basis of winning any game, especially at an amateur level, when it comes to this, is defense. So I'm getting my team to really practice a lot of different infield, outfield configurations and doing a lot of work with
nice defensive drills. I like it.
Yeah, a lot of work on defense. I mean, in the end, I haven't seen anything that the Republicans are throwing that indicates to me that you need a lot of work on offense. You just need to make sure you're hitting the ball and putting it in the
Okay, so you're not saying go out get heavy hitters, somebody who could handle the infield here. And up to bat is who is this? Greg.
Average 2 RBI.
Who's
I
up
think
to
just
bat
the
here?
idea that you're coming back in, but again, maybe some of those jitters.
I believe this is Goldman, right?
Oh, this is Goldman. Yeah, Goldman electing not to shave the top of his back hair, which is an interesting choice.
Maybe he can't reach it.
I caught looking.
Struck out taking for the second straight at bat.
If you can't reach it, it means you need family and friends to step in.
Yeah,
and help you out. You got to find somebody or go on Craigslist, whatever. You just can't have that sticking out there. Former presidents to play in the congressional baseball game here. Gerald Ford, the 38th president. George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st. And, of course, Joe Biden, who was playing shortstop at the very first baseball game in 1908.
He is actually a member of the Congressional Baseball Hall of Fame.
He is.
He hit a home run, an inside the park home run in the late 70s in the game.
Very nice.
It looks like Pfluger is actually bringing a decent fastball here at a breaking pitch. I don't know that they have much of a chance to hit this.
if he can control it.
Now, this is
Yeah, that's the big
1973.
question.
Maybe this is prescient.
73.
You got 2 innings
Wore a
to get
Phillies
this thing
uniform,
done here.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Min is 1 for 2 today. He had a nice hit
46.
earlier.
Is that right?
You can't make this stuff up.
Oh, that one just a bit high, awfully close. It's now 3-1 for Lynn.
You know, you think
A lot of
you think about
concern
some of
there.
these numbers here, there's a
I
famous
don't like the
picture
body
from a
language on
local
that
newspaper
first
here in
base and that
Capitol Hill.
dugout
There's a
right now,
congressman
Jeff. It's
from
the game's not
Cincinnati,
over. You got to
Keene.
rise to the occasion here.
And
Anything
Johnny
can
Bench,
happen.
of course, wore number 5 for the
And with
Cincinnati
that, a
Reds.
walk.
And this was back in the early 70s.
That'll get us
So,
started. They just
there's this
need base
picture from the
runners
Roll
right
Call
now.
Archives, and it says Keating 5.
It would be nice to see them not give up,
Not until the 1980s,
but maybe after the
late
game
80s,
they'll
early 90s, you
say
got the famous
that
scandal of the
losing
Keating
by
5.
8 or
The
more
Keating
runs
5
will
with
hurt
John
the
McCain,
Republicans
John
at the
Glenn.
polls in the
Yeah,
midterm
exactly.
elections.
So they're trying to shame them out of the office, like a pity vote.
Yeah.
On the
Oh,
diamond.
man.
Did you go out and vote yesterday, Jeff? Yesterday
So
were the
Tim Kennedy
primaries.
into the
Did
game
you?
here. You know, he had just been
Did you
a
vote? Oh
member
wait,
just
maybe
a
in New
couple of
Jersey. I
months
assumed
last
that all
No,
the
no, it must
primaries.
have been there.
Excuse me.
Succeeding
Actually,
Ron Higgins
early
from the
voting
Buffalo area,
begins
who's,
for
pinch
New
running
York
here.
on the 14th.
He took quite a
Oh.
shot in the
And for the
Congressional
primaries.
baseball
And
Excuse me. I forgot. I only remembered. I get the thing. I get the thing in the mail. I look at. I put it to the side, and then the only reason I remember is when I see the fire trucks outside, and I go, well, they're not washing them. Oh man.
They always surprise me. I'll get like the voting guide and everything, and I actually am enough of an overachiever that I'll look it up and try to be prepared, but there's always something weird on it where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here.
You got to look up the wording and try to go online.
Yeah, you have to, when it's like an actual bill, it doesn't matter what the name of the bill is.
Yeah.
It can mean anything. So it's very confusing. When it comes to the judges, I just try to vote for women and women who have non-white sounding names.
There you go. That's I kind of do the same. If there's a tie, I do my research and I pick the person I like. But if there's some tiebreakers or no info, yeah, it goes to a little diversity sounding name.
I like this batting stance. Bad swing.
Oh, no, you kidding me? Took a swing. He took a cut at that, and he's going to be frustrated about that. That's going to keep him up for weeks, which is a problem because he has major decisions to make during his day job.
He was overmatched.
Look, there's a lot of power coming in from Pfluger. Oh, that's just up the middle.
There's a lot of things in baseball that come in threes. 3 outs, 3 strikes. He has 3 degrees from Harvard.
Ruiz, 3 degrees from Harvard, served as an ER doctor.
Here. When you've had some people get injured, sometimes he's come out. The umpire last
How do you feel
year,
about somebody who has three college degrees? At some point you go, what are you doing? Do you ever just think to yourself like, all right, come on, man.
I mean, if he did them all at once, maybe it's all right.
Oh, pops up into the outfield and just catches it, and now
he's stranded another runner. 10-2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Commercial break, Jeff. I don't know if they can come back for this, but they can actually. That's the problem with this. It's not done.
Yeah, it's not like the
game.
Republicans are like the greatest baseball team ever put on the field. They're a bunch of 50 to 70-year-old men. I mean, like, just hit the ball and make them field it.
It is a younger lineup though than I saw.
Yeah, there's
when
some
we
younger guys.
2021 game, I think, and also I think some people are juicing, some performance enhancement, but different types. We're talking Blue Chew, we're talking Ozempic. I think there's a lot of that going around.
So what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that you're saying after this game, if the Democrats get control of Congress back after the midterms, that they should definitely have a bunch of hearings to get to the bottom of it.
I think they should look into podcasting advertisers. I think Joe Rogan is big in this. That Alpha Brain is probably helping these guys. I mean, they always go through Rogan first. All these things that they use, that mushroom coffee that they're doing.
Yeah,
all the time. That's probably giving them a boost. So, we got to look into this stuff. That's all I'm saying. We want the game to be clean and fair, Jeff.
You think? Do you think that the Republicans are all tripping right now on mushroom coffee? Is that
Some of them. There's some
yeah?
kratom going on. I think they're using those anti-gravity chambers or whatever that Aaron Rodgers, those flotation chambers that Joe Rogan was doing. There's a lot going on there. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe they're
Yeah.
using the new technology, that Aaron Rodgers stuff, the ayahuasca. Some people are doing the ayahuasca. I don't know. You got to look into everything because this is just too dominating a performance for it to
It
be all
really
natural.
is. I mean, now that we're going 5 years in a row, something strange is going
Something is
on.
up. We got to do either a recount or something.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. 10-2 is our score.
Are they
Bottom of
juicing
the
the
sixth
balls?
inning coming your way
Do
here
you
at
feel
Nationals
like the
Park.
Democrats have been
GOP
playing
out in
like
front
they
of the
want to
Democrats,
win, or
as
do
you
you
see
think
right
they
there.
look like they're happy to be
The
there?
Democrats are
I think the
on
Democrats,
defense.
much like they run campaigns, are actively
New
making
faces,
the
it
most
looks like,
effort
if
they
I'm not
can. It's just
mistaken.
not working.
Okay.
At various
Yeah, I think they're
positions here for
trying the hardest, and
Democrats
that's
there,
the
Chad.
Yeah,
problem.
this is kind of wholesale
The will is
changes here. We're
there.
gonna
It's
have to
just I
figure
think
this
they're
out
relying a
bit.
lot on
It's
hope
gonna be
and
like one of those
decency,
spring
the
training
decency
games.
of the
There we
umpires,
have
and that's not
Shamari
how you win
Figures
elections
in
or
the
baseball
Kansas
games.
City Monarchs jersey. We
You
talked
can't
about
just
him
hope.
maybe running, wearing
And
the
who's this
Satchel
fella
Paige jersey.
with
That's
the
Frank
old-timey
Levan
baseball hat?
at first base from Northern Indiana.
Yeah, this
Greg Stanton,
infield has
who
gotten a lot
came up
older
to pinch
here. A
hit,
different
now
lineup.
over at third base. Used to be the
Yeah, a
starting
bunch of
third
new
baseman for the
Democrats out
Cardinals.
in the field. Looks like they're making DeLuzia catch now because they just absolutely want to beat the guy down.
That's true. Well, they realize his elbows are worn out, so why not mess up his knees?
South Shore.
He must have really
Rangers.
upset Sanchez at
Now,
some
Tom
point.
Swazi, we mentioned him earlier,
Yes,
Democratic representative from New York. His son.
Who do we have up? This is Schmidt, or are they pinch hitting?
No, it's Schmidt.
Oh, they're going for the jugular. They're up by 8, but they're leaving their middle of the order hitters up.
Well, you need to close out strong. Nothing's a given here. Pops out into the outfield, but it's into that gap area. He caught it, though.
What an incredible catch. Who is that? Is that
Goldman. Goldman with the
Goldman.
basket catch. Look at Goldman. It goes into that middle gray area. A lot of confusion can happen, but Goldman, I guess he makes the call.
So they moved him over from third base then. Well, maybe Aguilar should have been starting.
Think he's proud of that?
Well, maybe, but maybe that'll be something we discuss during the offseason, some changes here. Maybe, you start Aguilar next year. I mean, maybe you have DeLuzio as reliever or closer.
Yeah.
Nice solid pitch there, but
There was a point last year. Again, when you score that many runs.
and you got to question now. This, the papers tomorrow are going to question Linda Sanchez and as to why she didn't pull DeLuzio earlier. Oh, a big gap hit right into left field.
Yeah, he hit it in the Tony Gwynn hole.
Solid hit there by Fluke.
Go.
Yep.
Republicans get on first here.
Look at that. They're shaking hands and hugging each other as if there's not a war going on in California.
No matter what happens for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, one of these two fellas is voting to have Gavin Newsom tarred and feathered. So
Right.
after this game, we'll get right back to that.
Right. Right. They're going to stand at first base and joke around. And then after that, they're going to pass a bill that removes everyone's access to medical care.
Nice cut right there.
Well, I mean, listen, I think that's your right when you win this baseball game. That's part of the problem. There's a lot more on the line, I feel like, than we realize. Some of these bets that might be going out, I mean, who's to say there aren't, like, listen, if we win this baseball game, you got to support my bill to burn down school libraries.
Yeah, probably. That's
If
probably
I
how
win
it
your
goes.
baseball game, I support your bill to put more LGBT books in the school library. So,
Contact there.
let's make it interesting. That's the way they do it.
Is going to sort of nibble
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, Stubby almost missed the game because he fell off a ladder 2 months before the game. And
Doing what? Why was he on a ladder?
I don't know. That was unclear. Probably some kind of ladder kink.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not that I'm shaming him for that, but
well, I mean, it depends what he was doing on the ladder. It was like
Maybe.
either he was up there trying to get a kitten out of a tree, or he was peeping into a second-story window. You need some info when you tell a story about a ladder. They're keeping that secret.
Maybe he was jerking off a giraffe.
That's true. Well, you would need a ladder. See, that's the other problem with the giraffe show.
Yeah.
You need a lot more props and equipment. The donkey show, you just need the donkey and maybe like a rope for the donkey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long a giraffe goes for down. Like, is it like a horse where it can get down to the ground, though?
Well, they have longer legs than a horse, so they are
Yeah,
higher.
right.
They are higher than a horse.
I mean, I will admit, if I went to a giraffe show and there was some like woman came out on stilts, I would be like,
And why not?
I'm into the giraffe woman thing, but not into the stilts really. So
See,
maybe
I would be impressed by the sheer stilts part of it.
Yeah,
You're like, how is she gonna jerk off this giraffe?
Then she comes out on stilts.
Now, is it stilts and she does the thing with the Uncle Sam thing where the pants are extra long, so it looks
That
like
would be that. I think that's how it's got to go, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you would find out you weren't so into the giraffe part of it, but you were super into the stilts.
If your kink is stilts, that's scary.
Yeah. It would be, well, then once again, we start to get into, you need like high ceiling apartments then.
Yeah, then that's the whole
Just
thing.
the-
Yeah.
yeah.
You need big foyers with one of those high entrance ways. And those aren't efficient. I mean, they take so much energy to heat and cool.
And
so there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't jerk off a giraffe with or without stilts. And this one goes all the way, but this one's not going to be caught. I don't think so.
Yeah, it was misjudged. He stayed back on it, which is what you want, but.
And did that bring in a run?
No, Bugler was on first. He went to third because he wasn't sure if it was going to be caught. So middle of the order now is 2 on again.
Those are difficult to catch, and you gotta call them. Misjudged for sure. You were right about that, Jeff. He was a little hesitant. If he had just taken a couple steps, he would have gotten that.
I'll give him this. In fairness, he did not do the thing of starting to run in immediately, which in this case would have been the right decision. But and that will get the ball hit over your head.
Yeah.
So he did wait until he was sure where it was. And like I said, the first thing I would do as a coach is get them a lot more defense practice.
The 0-1.
Ooh, a low ball there for 1-1 count.
Moore has an RBI from last inning.
Jake Elzy.
Oh, Jake Elzy.
Yeah.
He must be in the game.
Ooh, big swing and a miss there. 1-2 count.
I think I
Aguilar with a nice change up there.
Information on Elzy. No, I do not.
I also don't like that Elzy's electing to use the 5 o'clock shadow, which I don't trust any congressman with a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, he's from Texas too, and like Texans, you don't really think of as really being. I mean, I kind of expect New Jersey or Philadelphia
to have the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Texas usually has a big stash of the beard, though. So.
Yeah, like a big beard, right?
Yeah.
And that's another hit.
That'll drive in another one, 11-2 here.
At least one. They got both in.
You're going to try to catch him. Oh, and they can't even get the out at second.
12-2.
It's a catastrophe here for the Dens.
Now, what I'm seeing on this play is it's hit to the right fielder, and then the right fielder does not hit a cutoff man. He just lobbed it into the middle of the field. He didn't know where he was throwing it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Joni Ernst is in to run. She is the Iowa senator. Yeah. She is a very, very loud Trump proponent, as they all are at this point.
Well, yeah. But it must be really loud if you're pointing out how loud she is amongst the Trump proponents.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd's really excited to have her in. She is the first woman in the game today. It took until 1993 for a woman to play in the congressional softball game. Congressional baseball game.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm disappointed the Democrats have not played a woman yet today.
Boy, but they do have a female manager in Linda Sanchez, although maybe not for much longer. I think the front office is going to have to make some changes here because this will be the 5th year the Democrats fall short.
as we take a look
and
at
get
Senator
humiliated
Ernst,
with
I
only
wanted to
2
welcome,
runs. I mean,
Andy
that's
May back into the conversation.
so many runners
She had a little
stranded.
anecdote about the
Yeah,
great
it's
senator from the great state of Iowa.
I
What
will
do you got
start
there,
to
Andy?
count that a little bit. It's actually not as many as you think. I think the big difference I'm looking at on the 2 scorecards is the Republicans have struck out 3 times and the Democrats have struck out 7.
Oh boy.
So that's more than 1 an inning for the Democrats. And, striking out means the fielders don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that'll, you know.
speaking of a strikeout, the Democrats just got one of Luttrell. That's the second out of the inning. But
Okay.
I have my cleats on right now. You don't know that.
it is bad to not put the ball into play in this at this level.
Oh, a big high pitch from Aguilar.
Yeah, that was the first pitch he's thrown where he looked tired. He's got to go 2 innings maybe. Although this may be it. Republicans
Well,
are
he may
the
not get
home
another
team.
chance to pitch. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
if the Dems,
The Dems might come up with 10 runs next inning, but
it's not impossible.
it's not impossible.
Not impossible. But these are all the same things I was saying this past November when I saw the first numbers coming out for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, when they decided they would start their presidential run with 2 months left before the actual election.
Yeah, it was not impossible. Just at night when the numbers would come in, I go, okay, that's fine.
We'll just go
expect
into
Trump to win that state.
We're going to the last inning down by 10 runs. We can do it.
We could do it. We could do it.
Sure.
It's still good. It's still good. Oh no!
Oh, Goodman made a great play to start the inning and then missed an easy one there. And did Ernst come all the way around and score? She did.
She does, and
now it's 13-2, which is an unlucky number, and I'm glad.
Well, yeah. Finstad came in, 13-2 here. Oof. Oof for the Dems. And that was, it seemed like a routine, easy play. Ernst's going with those Nike pants that are super see-through that someone's got to let her know because you can see the back of the jersey hanging through. Do they still use those, by the way, Jeff? I remember that controversy last season where players were concerned that their privates and genitals were shining through.
I think that's it. Who is out there?
Suzio? Well, that might be somebody else's jersey.
That was Suzio from New York.
So Tom Swazi now in the game. We mentioned
Swazi.
Oh, Tom Swazi.
Yeah, from New York's third.
Team in Gary, Indiana. New batter here, Eric Burleson.
Now, governors are not allowed to play in this game, right? This is not the game that Chris Christie played in and made the grave error of wearing a legit.
No, only members of Congress are allowed to play. This is Burleson's in his first term in Congress. He co-sponsored the Parents' Right to Read Act.
The Parents' Right to Read Act.
Yeah. He's very concerned that parents aren't going to get to read. He recently quoted, "Your rights, your Bible, your school. I'm fighting the woke."
Okay. I'm still caught on the parents needing the right to read. I mean, what would that bill have? Do you know anything? I might have to look that up.
I don't know. That's just the name of it. The Parents' Right to Read Act. Making sure parents read, I suppose.
Let's see. I'll take a look in a second.
He credits President Trump's America's First agenda with restoring our moral compass.
Oh, boy.
But he strikes out.
And he strikes out. That makes me happy. The Parents' Right, according to Google here, the Parents' Right to Read Act, or more precisely, the Freedom to Read Act. Okay.
The Freedom to Read Act.
In New Jersey is a law that protects the rights of students, parents, and communities to have free access to age-appropriate books and learning materials in school and public libraries. According to the NewJersey.gov website, it aims to prevent arbitrary book bans. So this seems like a good law. You're saying this came from a conservative here, or are we talking about a different?
Yeah, I don't know. It may have been changed around. I have no idea. Maybe.
Governor Murphy, Freedom to Read Act law in New Jersey, what it means for parents. No, Freedom to Read Act.
Burleson's from Missouri. Eric Burleson.
Missouri, let's see. If there's a different in Missouri, the concept of Parents' Right to Read Act is more accurately described as the Parents' Bill of Rights, which has been the focus of legislative efforts in the 2022 legislative. Key aspects: Missouri's Parents' Bill of Rights. Access to educational materials. No school district can deny parents or guardians the right to fully review the children's curriculum, books, or other educational material. Information transparency. Parents have the right to access information about teachers, guest speakers, and other so they can stalk them. Okay.
Yeah, it's a try to make sure none of the books have the word gay in them, Bill.
Oh,
in the
okay.
end.
They should just call it the Gay Book Bill.
Yeah.
But I guess, parents have the right to request their children be excused from classroom presentations or contacts they disagree with. But the parents must provide an alternative location and supervision for their children during the presentation. So you can't just bring them home.
Right.
Okay. Either that or the school's like, hey, we're not going to find another room for them. If you don't want this, you take them home. We're not doing this.
There goes that man.
Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right, this is the last inning for the Democrats. They got to come up with 11 runs. I think they should just bunt and steal. That should be their whole inning. Just bunt and steal. Right there, like that. But they just need chaos like that.
Oh, this is not from the Congressional game.
I think it was from the Congressional game.
Oh, boy.
Oh, these are all the injuries. Oh, that is fantastic.
That was not that bad. He stood his ground there. He held on to it.
Very nice.
Who's closing out here? Is this still?
Oh, we have a new pitcher.
She's expecting a child later this summer.
Congratulations.
Well, there was a hold there. Hold off. Is there a streaker on the field? I'm hoping.
And this is a new pitcher on the mound here. You know, we had talked about Roger Williams.
Harrigan comes in to pitch in the final inning.
Have we seen Harrigan in this game?
Yes, he's been in the game. He's been playing in the outfield, I believe. He's walked twice. He's the guy who took the ball off his head.
Oh, that's who that was. There we go. Pops it up.
Yep, this is McGarvey up to bat.
Skipper had talked about just how hard he throws, and he compared him, as I say, to Ryan Duran.
Let's see if they can pull off a miracle.
Yeah.
What was the last miracle you think that the Dems pulled off in an election, not even in a baseball game? I'm trying to think. What was the big...
Well, to me, being from Indiana, when Obama won Indiana in 2008, I still don't understand how that happened. Like, and I, in a good way. That was shocking. And for a brief moment in my life, I thought maybe we were headed in the right direction.
Maybe Indiana would change.
Yeah, maybe.
Which part of Indiana are you from, Jeff?
I am from central Indiana. I'm from Indianapolis.
Okay, the big city out there.
Yeah, the big city. Yeah.
I went to, I don't mind Indianapolis. I went to, one time, Richmond, Indiana. And I got to tell you, Jeff, it was the ugliest people physically and emotionally I'd ever seen. They were really unhappy people.
Well, they're famous because of, at least when I was a kid, they had lots of ads and billboards up for Tom Raper RV in Richmond, Indiana.
So, Raper RV.
Yeah, his name was Tom Raper. Tom Raper RV. He decided that that's what he wanted to call his RV place too. He was like, no, I'm leaning into it. I'm Tom Raper RV.
So he said,
and all of his ads were just repeatedly saying, come to Tom Raper RV.
Get yourself a Raper RV.
Yes, yeah. It was,
anytime you want an RV, you need a Raper RV.
Yes, exactly.
Wild.
You figured it out. Wow, okay. Well, Harrigan doesn't look great. He looks like a celebrity trying to throw out a first pitch.
Okay.
He bounced that ball about 10 feet in front of home plate.
Oh, boy, the old Gary Delabate. Well, this might be the break the Democrats need. Maybe the Republicans gotten a little cocky. They put in somebody who has no control here. I mean, they have an 11-run gap, but...
Yeah, that first pitch looked awful.
Oof, but he caught him.
How fast was that?
That would have been a... That was really fast, and that would have been a ball if he didn't swing at it, because it was going a little wide, or inside, rather.
Yeah, it looked like it might be tailing a little bit.
That one,
ball.
that
That
one
would have
is on
been
the
called a
outside.
strike in the first inning. But I appreciate it. As we saw when we were doing the test run, it was a 3-hour long game.
No,
And
this
I
one's
guess
at the right speed here.
Yeah, we're still over 2 hours, but
So I have mixed feelings here because I am a little tired, but I would like to see the Dems come back and get 11 runs. But then the other part of me is like, I'd like to eat some dinner.
I
have
agree.
mixed feelings, but let's see what happens. I have no control over it. It's all up to them. 2-2 count here, though. I am having fun here with Jeff Rose. Giving us all the congressional stats. Oh, that's a wild one.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, for doing anything quickly, I think really the Democrats' plan here should be to not swing until they have 2 strikes on this
I mean,
guy.
at this point, they should just stand around and take the walks. But that will, in order to get 11 runs, that will take about an hour and a half at this
Yeah, it
pace.
will take a very long time.
Yeah,
and that is a strike. No, it was called a ball. All right, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
It was low and inside, but I was expecting the umpire to go with the big strike zone on that
Now,
one.
in order to get 11 runs in this inning, which they have to do to win it because this is the final inning,
Yeah.
they would have to go through the entire batting order and then some.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we'd have to see DeLuzio come up at least one more time.
Okay. Oh, that one pops out into the outfield, and he catches it.
What a great play.
And he holds him at first with that good awareness to get that ball to first.
So notice that he swung at the first pitch.
Big mistake.
I think so, yeah.
As they say in Pretty Woman, big mistake. Big mistake. But
now here we have a score.
I haven't seen him in the game so far. Gallego.
From Arizona. Yep. I was told before the game that he was going to come to the game.
All right.
His wife is expecting.
I have some tweets from this guy.
Oh, yeah?
In 2022, after 19 children in Texas were shot in a mass shooting, Ted Cruz accused Democrats of politicizing it. And Rubin got on Twitter and responded, "Fuck you, Ted Cruz. You care about a fetus, but you let your children get slaughtered. Just get your ass to Cancun. Just to be clear, fuck you, you fucking baby killer." And then he went to the gun lobby, and California represented Darrell Issa and wrote, "Fuck your prayers. They haven't been working for the last 20 mass shootings."
Oh, boy.
And he struck out taking.
And
So
he struck out, but he is my new hero.
But he did get on. He did get on Twitter to curse everyone out.
I respect it. I respect the hustle.
Well,
And,
that was the Congressional baseball game. Thanks for watching it with me.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was a lot of fun, Jeff. I'm sad that the Democrats have lost again.
They struck out taking 5 times.
Boy, oh boy, you just can't win a baseball game like that, whether it's a congressional baseball game or a little league baseball game. One of the things you have to do is hit the ball, and
you got to swing the bat. If you swing the bat, you're dangerous.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this gives Republicans a self-esteem to do more, and like they need it. And we'll look at the highlights here. And really, I mean, it was Stubbe's pitching that really did a lot of the damage, as well as the Democrats hurting themselves with some massive infield mistakes. And I guess Doobie is the MVP here? Okay.
I think he's got to be again. I mean, he scored a run, had a double. He pitched 5 innings. I think he's got to be the guy.
They're doing actual interviews. This is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of work. We start working 4 months out. I had
all right.
Strikeouts, which was good.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for doing this. Maybe we'll do it again next year if we still have a democracy.
You know what the irony is? I think even if we don't have a democracy, for some reason they'll still hold the game because people do love baseball.
We'll still have an oppositional party in name only that'll want to play baseball.
Or we'll do the second Civil War baseball game and it'll be North versus South again.
That would be cool.
Or Team Elon versus Team Trump. And that'll be, I think, interesting. So we'll see what happens then.
Maybe we'll have some robots playing for the Team Elon.
Drones, sure. AI technology will be involved. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. For my broadcast colleague, Jeff Rose, I've been Harry Turjanian. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the ball games or on the Congressional Forum.